we go live.
And then we have to change the stuff over there, too.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not playing Devil Daggers.
Oh, this is the wrong.
Not.
Doctors.
But yeah, to finish the story, he went invisible, flew up in the air, and then, like, with, like, triple disadvantage, not really, but mechanically, he should have had more disadvantages than he had. The Warlock with no dark vision just pops him, and then we use that to be able to do an AoE spell to put him to sleep, make him take fall damage, and then I got essentially 3 attacks between me and my little companion.
Well, fuck.
So it was just like a really exciting way to finish. Like the demon's trying to get away, he's invisible. You pepper him once, he maintains concentration, but that gives you like an idea of where he is in the sky for an AoE spell, AoE CC to hit.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my goddamn life.
Alright, you hit record, right?
Yep,
Cool.
we've actually recorded all that.
That's fine.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
over it.
Hi, everybody!
Hello, hello. Welcome to another week of Doctors and Dungeon Masters. What?
Binter followed us.
No.
Who's Binter?
No way!
Binter followed us.
Who's
Binter?
So we were just doing the lunch zone and we were playing Devil Daggers, and Binter is the world record holder on the game. And we watched watched the world record run. And that's the guy. That's his name was Binter. I can't be anyone else, right? That'd be maybe he just watches Devil Dagger streams, or she. Maybe they just watch Devil Dagger streams all day, and they saw ours, and they just followed us.
And we got 100 bits.
That's from Dave.
What's a bit?
I don't know, but let's.
1 bit is 1 cent. So it's,
I can totally recap that from last session.
No, fuck you. Fuck you, particularly, Franz, is what happened last
Hey.
session. And also,
we have to
I have to choose 3rd level spells, and they're all awesome. What do I do?
Yep. You're gonna have that's a personal decision.
Which level?
Anyway,
I feel like this is a communal decision.
I think you should roll the dice for today, and then we'll workshop it. And
I can do it while I'm here. It's fine. It's
fine.
I'm not gonna do. I am not gonna waste time in game.
Liam Tiny Hut.
Tiny Hut. Anyway, that's the best one.
Yeah, by far.
But anyway.
I don't know, but still, Curse is pretty epic.
I'm Kelly Breivik, a PhD student at UWM in Plan H, which is the fun plan.
Hi.
This is not Plan H, English PhD.
Yeah, fuck me. My name is Corey Hernai. I am a PhD student here in the English department at UWM in Plan C, which is the,
Can think of some C words.
Floor is yours! I yield my time!
We do have a, adults only know that this is a mature audience thingy on here. So I could say it, but I'm not going to.
Fuck. Hi, everybody. Anyways, I'm playing Franz, the rogue, and I just picked up Sentinel.
Because he's a dick.
Because, fuck rogues.
I don't understand. Metagaming doesn't start with a C, so what does Plan C start for?
Plan cop-out.
I'm just kidding. I'm glad I have a metagame makes my life easier.
So you're playing Franz the Rogue.
Yeah, I am.
And
you've got C words for me.
I do.
Lined up.
Character.
Coward? I think would be the Franz.
No, that's his dad.
Cast Iron Heart.
Oh,
is that
That's a good C word for running away, English majors.
Coy boy.
Coward's a good one.
Coward is basically the word that you would use for that.
That's the recap of last week. Franz started a fight and ran away.
We'll get there. Let's get through introductions.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Layla Leaves. I'm a PhD student in the...
Candidate! More C words.
More C words! Yeah, PhD candidate in the anthropology program in cultural anthropology.
Another C word.
Studying nerds.
Nice.
I am Eric Kirsting. I am the Warlock.
Oh yeah, I play
I am
Ash.
a Plan H student in the PhD program at UWM.
All right. Let's get a recap.
Cool.
Recap's done.
Yeah.
Franz started a fight and we
Franz
finished
started
it.
a fight.
I mean, there was more
For
than
those
that.
of you who actually missed and care about the continuity of the plot,
I missed it, so I care.
So we were tailing a
sir.
group that was doing magic in a very unethical way, and we were worried that they might even be necromancers. So we kind of tailed this group, and we were able to meet them in a bar, like a kind of shady bar, in like the evening, and there was
more like a club, right?
Kinda. It was, but we were there, and basically the Inquisition showed up as we were kind of tailing them,
That was a
and
big note
Franz
for me.
here started a fight with the Inquisition.
Courage to fight Nazis.
No, you
See
left before
But then
you finished it.
Then he bailed on the
Skirmishing.
To be
fight.
fair,
we were
you guys
there.
didn't finish it either, because you let them.
We finished it.
Hey, we finished it
in
with
our
magic.
way.
Okay, we're finishing off too many people for this to be PG.
All right, and
It's
then
not PG. When
and
was this
then
game ever PG?
so like while fighting the Inquisition, after Franz bailed, M hypnotic patterned like this group of the criminals. One of the criminals almost killed our bud, but didn't. Instead, we murked that person, and we stole. We basically were human traffickers because I mean they actually it's not human trafficking if they
We're not
kept
selling her to
committing
anybody.
crimes. Yeah, we're just bringing back the leader.
You
I was
kidnap them.
Yeah, we kidnapped the leader
It's not even
of the
trafficking.
criminal organization as
it's
citizens
kidnapping or
arrest.
Arresting, yeah.
Citizens arrest. Really, I mean, let's be
Citizens.
honest. All arrest
Yeah,
is trafficking, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We can talk about that if you want at the
I
end of
didn't
the
know you were
show.
a libertarian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Taxation is theft. No, that's not how I feel at all. But we kidnapped the leader, and we're now taking them to the captain of the army who is fighting the undead here. It's
Yes.
kind of convoluted a little bit, but so
Alright.
we just got them, and now they're on our. Oh, and by the way, they're on our unicorn.
Okay, so just so I know who's flying and who's not, because it does matter
Well,
for a
unless
bit.
we're flying.
Oh no, but like the unicorn can comfortably hold 2, maybe 3 people if you go slower, but then other people have to fly. How many
I
people?
can cast fly on me and the horse.
No, you can. So your horse gets flying because you are flying, and then
Right.
you can
Does
also
that
be
mean
somebody
now
okay.
else.
Pegasus?
Oh,
So
actually,
three things are
no.
flying.
Remember, I messaged you and said that we've been
I
doing
mean,
it wrong.
I said I was fine with it.
Yeah,
Alright, you're
DM
okay.
ruling. Continue.
All right,
on.
okay,
Like
fine.
you cast it on
Alright.
yourself, so you and Diana can fly.
Okay, but just so we're clear for the people at home,
Yeah.
technically, fly has a range of touch, and you only get the fine steed buff things if something has a range of self. So technically, they're
Gotcha.
different.
We're
And-
getting into phenomenology
And
right
also,
now, and I don't like that.
house rules are
Yeah.
fine. So
Yes,
that's
house rules.
Yeah.
I have 21 AC. I'm not wearing plate. Anyways, so I cast it on me, and then Diana gets it by proxy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of frustrated with Franz, so I'm not going to give it to him. I'll give it to, but Ash doesn't like.
I'm gone.
Ash
Wait.
will. No, you're here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
We
say
collected
catch.
you.
Yeah.
We collected.
Oh.
it.
You
I'll
could-
give
you
it
could-
to
we could do it
Franklin
as
or
your-
whatever his name is.
Friedrich.
I went to the
Friedrich.
other bar and
Franklin.
just started getting loaded.
Don't watch this, Friedrich.
You went and
I didn't
collected
forget
you.
your name that quick.
Okay, so I'll say that.
Because we needed to leave.
Yeah, just
We
for
didn't want to leave
logistics,
you here
I'm not gonna
by
be
yourself.
like.
It would be
You
3
guys-
on the. It would be 3 on M though, so
But
we would
then-
have to go slower.
But then there's also Hellmayer, so it's 1, 2. Oh, because you're flying.
I'm
and-
flying.
yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to the
so
shitty sorcerer that we hate?
She died.
They died.
She died?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought she went invisible and disappeared.
we
Yeah.
found her.
She
Oh.
went
And then
invisible and
she
then she
found us.
stabbed Nadrik Bago in the
Tenzin?
in the neck and almost downed him in one shot. But then I hypnotic patterned that bitch.
Oh man, did we get like the story and all behind her, or is she just
No.
murked? Cool, that's fine.
That to me?
You got a little.
We got a little bit
tiny
from
bit.
Tencent.
out of character.
Good, fuck her.
But
Yeah, but she got murdered.
Yeah.
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 Dope.
Yeah, he
No
very
revivify here.
methodically-
Oh yeah, so Tenzin's with us?
He's
He
not.
left. But the way we killed the Inquisition is we Crown of Madness them both, and then they just killed each other.
It was
That's
great.
very fitting.
Yeah. So I'll say that right now you're just kind of deciding who gets fly, who gets what, how you're going to get Hellmayer to the captain, and then Franz, you follow them. How do you approach?
Hey guys! How'd it go? was cornered there. I'm very
just,
scared.
M just gives him the side eye.
Ash is reading a book.
And then just, like, doesn't even pay any attention to him.
Well, good talk.
Alright. Just roll a survival check, whoever wants to be leading.
Can I have advantage because Friedrich is helping?
Franz
Sure.
would not be leading.
Yeah.
You're on the source.
Natural 17, survival +1, 18.
Okay. With that, like, there were some flying beasts in the area, but the two of you are keeping a close eye out, kind of scouting ahead and then coming back, and you're able to avoid the flying beasts as you make your way back. You're being careful anyway, so it's not like you were hauling ass. But you give yourselves enough time. You scout. You're good. And then as you approach the fortress again, how do you plan on? Where do you land? Who are you going to?
In front of the captain's quarters.
I dig it.
Your big dick swinging.
God, Jesus.
They know this is how we roll. We've flown out of here before.
Okay. So I'm going to say that at the time, I mean, it's not ever like guarded in a way because the only people who are in here are like friends, and they don't expect refugees to just come barreling down on the captain. But I mean, at the time, Toolmaker was in the process of just like carrying some just shit into one of the storage places, and you land and he goes, "Wow! I forgot that could do that. How you doing? You haven't seen you in a few days. So are you okay? You guys look okay. Good.
Yeah, we're okay.
Okay.
We're good.
Nice.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
that?
That's the captain of the asshole in the one village that I don't remember the name of.
Captain might be the wrong
Fuckface
word.
town?
Captain.
And more like mob leader.
Douchebag.
Was it the one? No. Did you got the Avalanche people? Did you?
Yeah, we took care of all 3 towns. It's just this is the last one.
Yeah, we finished the mission.
Wow.
Missions.
Missions.
Was it one mission or successive 3 missions?
We
Okay.
did 3 missions.
So there was 3 things in my quest log.
Yeah. Wow. That.
Now give me the golden experience, please.
Yeah.
Wanna
We
drink
got
an
the
XP
XP
potion?
already, but so Toolmaker goes, "Oh man, I'm sorry to say, but I lost a bet because I was saying maybe Tomas he overestimated you and you guys were taking too long on one, but he was like, nah, they're definitely gonna get all 3 before they come back, and I bet him 5 gold pieces, and I was gonna get those gold pieces."
Wait. So let me get this straight. You bet against us.
I didn't bet against you. I knew you were gonna do it, but I thought that you were just taking too long for one of them.
Bruh, that's not cool.
I
I thought we were cool.
I mean, we are cool, but don't you make? I mean, you probably made bets against each other. You literally.
No.
So Ash's immediate thought is like, yeah, totally, and then he stops. He's like, actually, no.
Actually, you've bet on me quite a few
Yeah,
times.
I beat one. Yes, that's totally in character for me, but that's not really in character for you.
Me?
Yeah, I'm saying
You
like,
don't know me.
yeah, you seem
Sure.
kind of cool.
I am
She
cool.
is cool.
Right, I'm not cool.
Anyway,
that's the difference.
Toolmaker.
Well, yeah.
Where's the captain?
So confused.
In the quarters, she's just talking with Tomas right now, going over stuff. I don't know if. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm up there.
I'm knocking on the door.
Just as you knock, just do a perception check with disadvantage. Just
I have
'cause they're not
disadvantage
talking
in all
very-
perception checks. I have terrible perception.
Well,
That's a nat 20 burn, but
I also burned a nat 20.
What?
A 12 plus 1.
No.
Actually, a 13. Hey, that's not the worst that I've ever rolled on a perception check.
I get an 11.
I'm going to
21.
text you, Eric.
All of us are just like at the door. That's how it
We're
works.
absolutely 100% Scooby doing this.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what we are.
Scooby dooby doo. Wet up.
But anyway, when you knock on the door, the talking gets hushed, and then
I need a new bear.
and as Tomas opens the door, you're standing there close, but I mean, Tomas opens it. He's happy and he's surprised to see you because he wasn't like expecting you at that moment, but like he's happy to see you guys.
Hey, bro, we got you 5 gold.
Behind, behind him is the captain and also Wojtek just kind of sitting there.
Who's Wojtek again?
It's my bear.
His brother's bear, who let you borrow him.
He has a sacred mission to protect me.
That is true.
Right. Hello there. Good to see you. Maybe come in, Captain. By the way,
bear hug?
I've been wondering this the past 3 days.
Ash is just gonna go get the prisoner. Ash is gonna go get the prisoner and like throw her over her shoulder and like just as he's talking as she is talking, I'm just gonna walk in and dump her on the floor.
And okay, that's fine. But I need to know your name. Yes, I've been asked a couple times. I've been wondering the past 2 days because it's been 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even 2 days.
Yeah, like you're getting
That's
in on
pretty
2
good.
days. It is pretty good.
3 and 1.5 days is pretty good.
Yep.
1 night, right? We had took 1 long rest at the Sleep Town.
Yes, you did. Yep.
All right, so
2 nights. Sorry, 2 days, 1 night. It's like a hotel.
Yeah. So what's your name? Menemery. That's nice to know. Write it down. Menemery. Captain. We have completed the 3 tasks, and we and we would like to do a mission debrief if possible.
Of course. Tomas, can you? Does this have to be here right now?
We don't. Where do you?
It is part of mission debrief number 3.
Okay, I don't want, this is clearly someone that's unsavory if they're tied up at your decision, so let's talk about the things related to her, and then we're going to...
Could just kill her.
No, we should...
Good. See, this is why you're the captain.
Question her first.
Okay, so in relation to mission debrief number 3, we went to the town, we did some snooping.
Which town?
The 3rd town. The mission number 3, magic people town doing bad shit.
Okay.
Fuckface town.
People there, not friendly. First thing you should know.
Really, they're not at all.
They have an edge to them.
But we trailed the magic-y people. Inquisition showed up. Franz took care of them. And ran. And then we managed to...
No. He started a fight with them and then ran.
Yeah. And then we cleaned up.
I'm a guerrilla fighter, okay?
Tomato. This little, but anyways, we were able to dispose of the Inquisition, and then we were able to take out one sorcerer who was clearly bad news, as well as kidnapped this person who is the leader of the magic group that was causing the trouble that you were concerned about. So bringing them back alive, that's pretty good. Thomas, would you take care of this person now?
Oh man, are you just making him like your
No, he's just the only one here who's not part of the mission debrief.
That's fine. I just wanted because you were shitting on him a bit the last time he was here, I wanted to make sure whether or not
I'm saying it in a general like captain's orders.
Yeah.
Get this person out of here once their debrief is done. So if you have reason to talk to them now, we can have an interrogation now. But we brought them here for you.
Do you feel they are dangerous?
Yes, they want
They're
necromancers.
Also best friends with
I mean that one.
Yes,
the most dangerous.
She is best friends with your witch.
I wouldn't say best friends.
Ooh.
I wouldn't say best friends. I think they're business.
They're fine. They're business associates.
Yes.
They're friendly.
She's not kill on sight, which is about as friendly as you can get with a witch.
Yes. But she's recruiting necromancers for her own nefarious purposes. That's what this person's doing.
Okay. Tomas, take her underground. And you've seen like an above ground, kind of like temporary holding cell for like just people who are in general, like maybe the refugees that are causing fights, they put them in there to cool down, not necessarily like a prison. But when she says underground, you haven't been underground, and if you could probably tell there's probably like a serious setting down there. So Tomas nods and he carefully, even though the person is like a very bad person, he still respectfully picks her up and just starts carrying her out of the place.
Ash, would you like to debrief 1 or 2? Missions number 1 or 2?
Sure. 1 Avalanche saved the people in the avalanche, took them back to town.
Are they well? Are all of them well?
They're all alive, and they're all getting hot soup when they told us
specific,
to go.
But yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all alive. I think they were pretty beat up and needed rest, but they wanted to complete their mission that they were there to do. That's why they're not here now.
Okay. And do we know anything? It's odd there haven't been many avalanches that are natural lately. Do you know if it was the undead moving or
kind of man-made?
The second avalanche, which occurred when we arrived there, was caused by Friedrich.
Oh, and she'll look to Friedrich. And, I just thought. And that's my impersonation of Friedrich.
We're not entirely sure what caused the avalanche. You remember, adamant that we move on to our next mission. So we left after we pulled them out of the snow.
Had I been there, I might have been able to help, but
I didn't know I didn't realize that you wanted us to find. I didn't know you wanted us to find the cause of the avalanche.
No, it was not part of your mission. It was just since you were there, I thought it might be helpful to see what you thought of it. And by the way, it seems like you cause as many messes as you fix, so I wouldn't speak too highly of yourself. So.
Hey, I consider that's great. 0-sum gain.
So,
level
number
it out.
2,
Lazy Town, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Lazy Town. There was a crystal with some kind of magic crystal in the lake that's right next to there.
Was it always there?
And crab people.
We don't believe so. We think
believe
it was placed.
Okay.
And defended by...
Crab
we were
people.
like right up.
Don't eat the crab people, by the way.
Defended by some kind of underdark creature.
And what's an underdark?
It's the tunnels underneath the world of mountains.
It's like...
where dwarves are.
Kind of.
Even deeper. Now, would dwarves be the best insight? Most
Probably.
likely.
Yeah.
One would guess. If they don't know, then,
Then we're all fucked.
But I mean, also, creatures became magical relatively recently. I'm not sure if they existed magically underground before or not.
It's true.
It would be a dwarven question, I suppose.
We do have some friends within our camp that hail from the mountains, so...
Let's go to the mountains!
Okay, we kind of brushed over it a little bit, because we just said Lazy Town, but I realized that the initial mission was just, team's been missing, go find out. What had happened is this crystal was presenting an aura of lethargy.
I would say sapping the energy of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And your team got caught up in that sapped energy.
Are they okay now?
Yes. We
and the crystal, do you have it?
We have pieces.
Yes, I think we did. No, they have the pieces. Your team there.
Okay.
Because she swam in and got them. I don't think we took the crystals afterwards.
Yeah, it was someone.
But I know that somebody went and got them. It wasn't one of us.
Yeah. So your team has your team has the crystal, pieces of the crystal. It was relatively large, so we didn't get the whole thing.
Okay.
And we had to destroy it to stop the thing, so it shattered before.
And do you think that you destroyed it? Do you think it alerted whoever?
It's possible.
We didn't have any sign that of any possible thing being alerted, but I would assume.
She actually just turns to the other day.
Hey, look at me. Eyes over here.
I'm smiling, but she's not.
Right.
And she is pointedly ignoring you right now.
Whatever I got
and
there.
she goes, I am putting a lot of trust in your two's word. Do you think it would be better suited to send an extra crew over there for their benefit, or should I concentrate my forces here?
Concentrate your forces. The crew that's there is actually in good health. Unlike the one at the avalanche crew, they were pretty beat up because they had been stuck in an avalanche for a while. The crew there had just been sapped of their energy. They, we used some spells on them, and they felt better, and they were off to the races and doing work and stuff like that.
I would also say that the theory was put forward that perhaps these things are...
She pauses and she mutters, because I don't think that Tomas told Wojtek to go with him, because he is kind of keeping him by you for the most part. And she mutters something to Wojtek, and the bear just walks over and just gives you a big lick on your face,
Super
and then
adorable.
just lays his head on your shoulder.
there was a theory put out there that all of these things are happening to get pieces of your team to leave Central Base with 15 men out. That's relatively...
Men and women.
Or 10 out.
Yeah, it seems as though
we use men in like the way the Bible uses men, like just to encompass all people in a really gendered way.
Just because we say terms gender neutral does not actually make it as inclusive as we think it does.
It's true.
I'm a very lit 15-year-old.
God damn it, Tolkien! Why couldn't it be the lands of people instead of the lands of men?
Real talk.
Well,
do you know what Tenzin?
Looks like you got her to not ignore you.
Yeah.
Bestow curse.
Oh, because he was being why would I know that name?
Well,
I would
he
take major image
was kind of
funny.
very interested in
personally what I would
the med
I have
of one of the sorcerers. We met him up in Fuckface Town.
Third level spells now.
Okay.
And
Here's
I'm
what
assuming
I
when
have,
everyone else
just in case
says
you
it,
don't
they're
wanna
actually saying the
double
name of the
dip
town. I'm
Yeah.
from Fuckface Town. Yeah. What's up, Ryan?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So he,
Hi.
it's the last mission was it felt very different than the other two for that reason, that he was kind of this auxiliary force, and that he was very invested in, I don't know, that whole thing.
I mean, that name is not familiar to me. It does not sound like anyone from my camp or anyone that I've crossed paths with. It's possible that these people have upset a lot of others. You know, I'm not the only one with a stake in making sure that necromancers don't hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's possible you just met someone like yourselves.
But he also did try to compromise the mission.
Wait, what are you...
Yeah, he wanted us to go away.
I was adding banishment to my spell list. What are we talking about?
We're talking about Tenzin.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Didn't really.
He just seems like someone to me who walks his own path and our paths cross. I don't really know if there's much more to it than that.
Possibly. But, when you're meeting folks up here, I don't think anything is quite as coincidental as we want them to think them to be.
Tenzin is someone to take note of. He's capable and he's in the area.
Is he someone I should think about recruiting? Do you know where he is?
I think he's someone that, at least the very least, keeping tabs on, I think would be beneficial to anything.
I think he may be looking for some kind of redemption, but he doesn't know it yet. And maybe that's where you come in.
Yeah, he's got this whole, fallen priest thing going on. I don't know. It's kind of an edgelord.
We do have a lot of priests here. And which town is it? The actual name? Franz?
I'm not book learned.
Which town did you cross paths with this Tenzin?
Can DM tell what this town is, please?
Yeah.
Third
I want to say
town.
Petros.
Quest 3. That's what... You gave us 3 quests. That's the...
Oh no, that was Lazy Town. It was Bayam.
Bayam, yeah.
Yep.
It was Bayam.
Okay. I will keep an eye out. I will send a messenger owl out to meet with other people to see if
he
they
seems
keep
like
an
a
eye out.
good folk. Little dark, but good folk.
Well, I've met plenty in the worst times, and they turn out for the better.
I think she's talking about us.
Definitely not you.
Not in our worst times, by far.
From what I understand, you've probably had worse times than this. And that's actually, she's not being throwing shade. She's just being honest with you at that point.
Yeah.
And she goes, as promised, she pulls out 3 things of, 3 bags full of gold. She goes, as promised, your payment.
How much was it?
You'll find a little bit more as promised for your prompt delivery of information and unsavory people. So it was originally 200. She gave you 220 each instead.
Nice.
So
math is hard.
She goes, I think what would be best is for you to rest up, gain your bearings, and then maybe tonight we can have a meeting and reconvene and see what the plan is. because it's clear that you all have a vested interest in the witch, as do I, and I don't want us to get hasty or emotional in our decisions, and I think this is something best talking over.
That sounds... Sorry for my bluntness, but that sounds a little strange. Is there something potentially urgent going on right now that we should be aware of?
No more urgent than it was yesterday. It's just you three are hired, and it's very clear that you don't follow my command. And she looks at you directly, Franz. Some less than others. And I believe that you will probably want to act faster than I'm ready to employ my army.
Huh.
So
well, that might be negotiable too.
I mean, we're not trying to
just to be completely transparent with one another. I figured we should all just say what we want and say our expectations of one another.
I agree with that. I have also been promised more than one night of a warm bed,
one night,
and good food.
I said one night. Okay.
And then she looks back, or then he looks back at the captain.
I want to go take care of the Ice Queen.
To what?
Take care of the Ice Queen.
We should be prepared for. We should talk about this evening.
We are going to talk about it after this.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. So right now you you are welcome to ask her, but at this point you can guess that you're being dismissed until later tonight.
We're all getting our PhD. Close enough, Lieutenant Shaw.
Yeah. 4 more years we'll talk, right? Yeah. Doctors in training.
Doctors in training.
Doctors in training and Dungeon Masters doesn't sound as good.
Yeah.
This game used to have some profs in it, and that hence the name from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But now it's future doctors. So
yeah.
I'm running at this table.
Cool. So what do y'all do? You have the day.
The evening, right? It's
because we left at night.
Yeah. Sorry.
It is the middle of the night.
My mistake. My mistake. In this, I imagine. So she's saying she's meeting tomorrow evening. So you have the night. You can wake up, all that stuff.
I'm gonna go shower, bathe, whatever the fuck we do in this place.
Okay.
I'd like to have a talk as a group at some point in the evening.
Okay.
We can do that.
How about breakfast? Well, we have breakfast and talk after sleeping. In bed.
All right. You're the boss.
I'm not, but all I want is a bath.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will have a serious private conversation at breakfast tomorrow.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've gone through a lot of bodily shame.
I'm going to sleep in the stables with Diana, because she's had a rough 2 days. She got blown up twice.
Okay. Just do a quick perception check as you're going to the stables.
You know this is my strong suit.
I know.
I have a thingy.
It's
a dice roller.
Here's
2 +
the
1.
Even with that, so the last time you were here, the stables were pretty barren. Most likely because they went through a lot of animals and horses and stuff, just because they get, they're the things that get hit first when people go out. This place is teeming with just a myriad of animals, like different kinds, not horses, but there's an elk, there's a moose, there's this large dog, there's a horse, there's so many different animals.
Did all these paladins get fine seed overnight?
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Fuck yeah.
Because you kind of showed Tomas, and Tomas spent the day showing everyone, and now everyone has a Diana. Not really. I purposely did not make it any other unicorn, so Diana's still the one and only.
Yeah, Tomas is we need to be original here, no copycats.
Yeah. But, definitely. There's a snow leopard. But you definitely would notice that going to the stables now.
Alright. Well.
Do you do anything, or is it just...
I'll message you something I do.
Okay.
But you can continue role-playing with them while I type this out. Don't wait for me.
What do you do?
I'm for a bath.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm going to summon a copy of myself.
God, this doesn't start well.
And...
Go after the kid?
Oh, I wasn't thinking that. I was
don't.
Don't, the
please.
seed has been planted.
No,
the seed has been planted. Where is the kid?
No. The kid died.
Fuck yeah!
Just taking it away from you.
How would he die?
Don't
just
kill the child.
hypothermia.
What?
Because
Sucks
I don't
being a
want
refugee.
Franz going
Why
after
not
the
just
kid
say
anymore.
left? He left the camp.
He left the camp and got hypothermia.
Oh, okay.
And
So I opened this tent and there's just like 4 of me, and then 3 copies, and I'm just like in all in unison we're like, "Yo, where's the kid?"
and the mom just starts crying and goes, "He passed away."
Sucks.
No,
suck.
fuck. No. You Lieutenant
You
Shaw.
have to
It is not fuck yeah, a kid died.
No.
That's
No,
not okay.
No, he's
No.
quoting me.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
You don't need to
it's
shame
funny
her.
how I was just
I
like,
do.
what was
When they say shit like that, I do.
like I was just like, oh no, like the last time where I just like ended up having to kill someone, some rando NPC, and I felt bad. I was like, he died peacefully and he was old and this and that. Just like, fuck it, I don't want Franz to derail it again. The kid's dead. I'm sorry, but yes, the mom just starts crying, and now do whatever you were going to do originally.
I was gonna play pat a cake
Oh my god.
with myself, and then so there's 4 of me, and I want.
Okay.
So we're doing a through one, and I'm trying to teach Wojtek how to play patty cake with one of my forms, but I know he has huge monstrous paws.
Nice.
So that's why I'm having the mirror image do it, because my beautiful face, my beautiful Paul Dano face.
God damn. As that's going on, it's poor timing. As it's sometime after you're showered and you're kind of dressed but not terribly so, because you're just getting yourself together.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got maybe pants on.
Yeah.
The long underwear.
Yeah, so the point is you're not nude, but you're also not ready to accept visitors pretty much. And
I mean, maybe you don't know Ash.
You don't know Ash.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's true. Maybe emotionally, but physically yes, but emotionally, whatever.
I feel like Ash is one of those people who's just I didn't know you were coming over so soon. I'm just in the shower. It'll just and you leave, and I just gotta tidy up a little bit, and you leave the door open just a little bit, and then you kind of see the mirror, and you get
100%.
Tomas actually just kind of peers in, and he goes,
Are we slashing right now?
No. Can I talk to you for a second?
So Ash turns around with the towel going on his hair, which now is clean actually. I'm sure it's probably a different color at this point.
Because this was meant to be a nice thing and you ruined it, Franz.
Hey,
head,
can we
I can't stop laughing
go
about
to standard,
now.
Eric?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
He just is yeah.
And he goes, you probably gathered by now that I did a little prank with the cloak.
Yeah.
I got you. And at the time, I thought it would be a fun joke, but I didn't realize what it would mean to you to receive a gift. And how's Ash responding to this?
Ash is trying very hard to keep his composure and failing massively.
Tomas is getting more nervous as he sees you.
It's fluctuating between actual hurt and anger.
Okay.
It's just and he after he realizes he's not gonna have the wherewithal to keep his face in check, he turns around and starts messing with his clothes, trying to figure out what he's gonna wear or something. Even though it's nighttime and it's obvious that he should choose pajamas, he's randomly going through this is not and he just he says, look, we're not friends, so it doesn't matter, right? And that's that is, I mean, not pulling it off.
Okay.
Not pulling it off at all.
Okay.
So
Tomas, he stays there, but he does not try to approach or anything because he gets the hint. And he goes, had I known how it would make you feel, I would not have done it. And I'm not expecting you to forgive me, though I am very deeply sorry. I would like to give this to you. It is not a joke. It is 100% sincere. And I know you're not religious, but it's something that's important to me, and I thought it would be good for you to have as protection from if we're not friends, I guess. Like, he's just, like, he wanted to say from friends, but you just said you're not friends. So he's doing a bad job at, like, trying to figure it out.
We're just both being bad at this. I think it depends on what his insight is.
Yeah.
But the not friends comment, like, it depends on if he's trying to insight. It's like, we're not friends, right? As in, like, that was an open-ended question, right?
Like, he was not, like, he wasn't sure, like, he thought maybe,
okay.
like,
This
he
is
wasn't
the most awkward conversation.
No,
it's
definitely.
Fine.
And he goes,
cool.
and especially since it seems you don't want to be my friend, I would like for someone to look after you, and who better than the divine? And he turns to leave at that point. You could stop him, but he's giving you your policy.
I just kept rolling to see how long he could not keep his composure. And at that, he finally gets, I think, probably a pajama shirt on and feels like he is clothed. And made his nat 20 bluff check. Deception, I suppose.
Would you want to see what it is before you respond? Or
What do you
because
mean?
he would have left it, like, on, like, the table or something for you.
So no matter what it is, although sincerity might actually come along with the deception, his reaction is going to be, it's still a deception in, like, feeling. So, yeah, he's gonna turn around and be like, Tomas, it's not that I don't want to be your friend. It's just gonna be better to the people I give a shit about in my life. Who you also give a shit about, by the way.
What would you say, you gotta be better too? Or?
You're better too. And he'll go pick up whatever, the symbol of whatever got. Like, what is it?
It is, like, his first book of Tyr. Like, it is the one that he got when he first became a paladin, and it's, like, well-worn, and has notes all over it, and it's probably something that, like, a parent would hand down to, like, their child at that point. So it is, like, a well-loved book. And he probably has it all memorized at this point, too, and he probably has to get a new one anyway, but, like, he felt that this would be more sincere than just giving you a brand new book of Tyr.
That's fair.
And
it's not that I'm not religious, I just don't talk about it very
often. This is such a tearful moment.
Just two dudes talking.
Talking. What are you doing, Franz?
And he's still playing Battlefield.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he goes, I will be. When you say you have to be better to the people.
Yeah.
And he'll give you a little nod, and he goes, I hope we can talk more. But you must have had a long day.
He's gonna go in for a hug.
Oh man, he doesn't know what to do with that. He's like, and he'll accept it. He's gonna, like, awkwardly, like, just kind of pat your back, because he's like, here's the thing, he's happy, but he also isn't sure if you're doing something to, like, eventually prank him. So he doesn't want to get, like, too into it and then find out that you, like, put a kick me sign on his back, which he would totally expect and would deserve. But he doesn't want to get too excited over being forgiven, if in the cases he's not forgiven. But he does give you, like, it takes him a moment, but he does give you a hug. And he gives another nod and turns around to go back to his tent or wherever.
Yeah.
Back to Eric briefly. So, do you mind just doing this, like, person to person? Okay.
Good.
So with your 11, you're able to open up the like frequency there, but it's very difficult to hear. It's like staticky. So I'm sorry to make you do a perception check, but
Okay.
can you just do a perception check?
Is the
20.
plural of Franz?
Nice.
Unnatural.
Okay. You are able to hear a response like just in your mind, going, "What help do you seek?"
I don't know. You told me once that if I was fighting creatures like you, to give you a call, and I think that I just wanted to give you the heads up on your answering machine that that they might be sooner than later.
And just another perception check, just to. Actually, you'll get one more, but this will be for the one like the next.
Do you want me to
because-
keep the one I just rolled? It was an 11. Or do you want me to roll again when the time comes?
We'll see when the time comes.
Okay.
So you get a response from her that says, "Let me know when it is."
Do, Chief.
But
Thanks for
Stay
the new
true.
spell that
That's what
might help in that time too.
yeah, actually, in like above table, like your level up, she went, "Oh, here's some more."
I took banishment, which is could be useful against.
Oh, banishment is
Yep.
You can get rid of me.
How helpful would that be? You could do that every short rest.
No.
Just saying.
It's
But
like,
yeah,
shut up,
so
Franz, and
yo. So you get the sense that if called upon, she's got the heads up on it. So.
Good.
Franz, back to you. You're playing with Wojtek. Are you doing anything different after saying half hour?
we're like it's like a game of Snapchat right here. We're keeping our streak going.
Nice. I dig it. Tomas and all of his awkward, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like awkward majesty, but like just his awkward presence, that is him. He walks over and sits down, and like his shoulder like just gets in the way for Wojtek, where he clips his paw on the armor a little, and he from the bear.
You gotta watch out for that, bro.
And he goes, "Yeah, we're still new at this. Have you seen the others? It's quite a sight."
I have not. There are others?
Yeah. So I took a little inspiration from your friend, and I figured out how to make one myself. And once I learned how to make one myself, I showed everyone. And I mean, not everyone's able to do it, but
Can you teach me how to do it?
I don't think you need to call very heavily upon a god.
I mean, let's see what magic I can do.
Are you blowing through one of your new things right now? Or
I'm
I have to stop asking you questions.
I'm just going through the moment right now.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know about this about me, bro, but God's been listening to me. I don't know which one, don't know its name. We're actually not on really good speaking terms. But, I don't know.
Are you going to pray to him right now?
Yeah, how do you pray? I never figured that out.
You talk to a god, but you don't pray to a god.
Wait, what?
You say you talk to a god,
Yeah.
but it sounds more like he's talking to you.
Well,
more than the other way around.
I mean, I ask for things, and then sometimes I get things. And sometimes I ask for things, and then, you know.
I mean, I'm a little... What kind of things do you ask for, Franz? I mean, who are you
Fireman.
talking to?
Could I look at your
And you said you got water. Yeah. You know that not all gods are good, right?
No, but also not all gods are helpful.
That's true. But I also worry who's talking to you. If you are
Do you
not
wanna
calling upon.
talk together?
Okay.
I grab his hand.
He actually, he's actually, digging it. He's like, oh my god, we're just, we were young, and
So I do have a question. So, are you guys, in where are you?
I'm
This is really sleeping in barracks, right? And
yeah.
that's where Ash is heading next.
I'm assuming I'm just outside of the tent of the kid that died.
Oh my god, playing pedagogy with...
Okay. Never mind then.
I
will not be there.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to walk out, like, if you wandered about, you would see it, but...
Ash just going to bed.
No.
In a bed.
Exactly.
With, like, extra covers. It's probably really cute, actually.
So he goes, oh, yeah, so I'll just... Oh, yeah. And he goes to reach for, like, his book to, like, show you the spell. Or not the spell, the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I'll just teach it to you. And he teaches you, like a Bible verse, pretty much. Just roll an intelligence check.
Oh, okay.
To see whether or not you, like, remember it well enough to... pray.
Is it a saving throw or just a check?
Just a check.
16.
Okay, yeah, you definitely are able to remember what he says, and especially like every now and again, like into the, you know, like you get you know, something off by just a little bit, but he quickly helps you out. Right. So roll a religion check with advantage because you two are praying together. And what are you trying to do?
Two-part question.
Yep.
Who are you? And why are you helping me?
Okay.
That's perfect. Unnatural 20.
Nice. Okay. I just wanted to just make sure that this is the one that I originally... It shows... Yep. Okay. Yep. And you get the response... Hold on one second.
I'm assuming he's hearing this too because he's part of this little thing.
Yeah. So... You hear a laugh at first, almost like I wasn't expecting you. I am Mask, and you're interesting to me.
My brother has some questions for you.
Tomas is going to ask, just, oof. I was gonna have him just do a charisma check, and even with his charisma modifier, he still got a 6 on that.
Aww.
So he's going, well, what do you want with him that he's so, you know, like he just kind of gets like defensive right away.
He's putting on dad face.
Yep. And then immediately the connection is dropped with Tomas right away. And you see him just kind of go back, and he looks a little like annoyed, but you still have the connection, and he turns to you to talk, but then he kind of senses, so you get one more question before the connection's lost. Because you feel like you're not used to doing this, that it's very feeble, and at any moment you're just going to lose that concentration. It's like holding your breath underwater. There's only so long before...
How do I find my father?
Oh.
I wasn't expecting that.
Wait. Yeah.
He's going to he's intrigued by that, and he gives it a little like jolt to try and just fix the connection, because like he feels it going away, and then he just spikes you with a little bit more energy, and he goes, "Who's your father?"
Oh yeah, I remember his name. Tomas Senior.
And what does he do?
He's an artificer.
Okay. I'll get back to you. And then...
Bye.
Yep.
The old Kelly.
I wasn't I'm just imagining like a...
You make that sound effect when
then...
things go away quite often. I
didn't even realize that.
No, it's okay. It's
signature Kelly.
It's a signature Kelly DM move.
Sorry.
It's not even DM. You do it all the time, just in regular life.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's totally
Well, now I'm gonna be extra aware of it. Thanks, guys. It's like that was that one comedian's like, yeah, I went to my doctor's office and he said, did you ever notice that one eye is slightly higher than the other eye? I was like, well, I do now. So
I turn to Tomas and I go, I don't know where all this is heading, but I think all roads lead back to Dad.
What makes you think that?
I think with artificers working with Inquisition being up north now, with how important those artificers are, I can't help but imagine that our father is a part of it. Either willingly, unwillingly, or maybe even something worse.
Let's just... Oof. He does not do a good job at hiding his worry, because, like, as soon as, like, you say that, his gears are turning, and he is quiet for a little while. And eventually he goes, do we want to care about him?
This isn't about care. This is about making sure he can never hurt us again.
Do you want me there with you?
Always.
That's adorable. And he actually he's really happy for that. And you could tell he actually just straight up gives you a hug. Insight check just for a second. Or
oh yeah, that's the first one I rolled. Let's go with 18.
Okay. He sniffles a little, and he was trying to keep his cool, but he's definitely crying a little, and he's holding on to you, like he's continuing to hold on to you because he's trying to wait until he stops crying to pull back.
And I say, I can hate you sometimes, but I still love you.
And he pulls back finally, because like you're being very open with him, and he's just like, okay, I'm just crying a little. This is a little embarrassing. And then he takes a breath, and he goes, I told the captain I was going to discontinue my services after we finish this, with the intent of going back to Taizhou and finding a place for us to call home. And I know that you're traveling. I know that, there's plenty you probably want to do, but I always wanted you to have a place you could go back to when the time came for it.
I do.
And if we got one more adventure before that happens, then so be it.
I have a home. I've not always had a home, but I have a home.
But I wasn't the one giving you that home.
Oh.
And I want that to change.
I'm so glad our paths aligned, finally. But I'm not a kid anymore. I found my path. I found my home. You're my family, but I also found another family.
You found many.
I found many, but I know how much your duty is important to you. I couldn't live with myself for you to abandon that.
And he goes, well, the fun thing about being adults now is we both get to make our own decisions.
Darn tootin'.
And he definitely is gonna ruffle your hair, because that's what older brothers do no matter what.
Yeah.
And he goes, let's turn in for the night.
Yeah, I am wiped. I'm just...
Yeah.
That patty cake really took it out of me. It was super intense. Never play with a bear.
Yeah. I mean, he was being a gentle bear. But, yeah.
I feel like Leo a couple times. Revenant. Leonardo DiCaprio gets mauled by a bear.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
there was... I had to go through the Leos in my life to realize... Because, like, I have a friend, Leo, who always got our friend of the stick, and then there was the video game Leo from yesterday, so I'm just trying to go through the different
There's a
Leos.
Ninja Turtle.
There we go. But yeah,
so many Leos.
You, it's the end of the night. I'm assuming that's all y'all do before you wake up.
I'll start a pillow fight with Ash.
Do you think that I... So
No.
Yes. That'd be hilarious. And Ash would 100% engage. I'm
an adult
it took me a
now.
minute to recognize that you actually said that, and anyway, Ash is Ash is finding a lawyer if we have one in camp somewhere, because now he's learned that his mother is actually already dead, and is wondering if he can then just take all of her money and property.
Oh my god.
And just have control over it.
Okay.
For fun.
Here's the thing, I don't think that there would be, like, a lawyer there, but there's definitely someone who is, like...
In a state that's gonna impose this frickin' law.
The Inquisition would.
We've already had this proposition, and...
He doesn't need to tell you! He's not gonna tell Franz!
Yeah.
I'm siding with the Inquisition!
Shit.
But he will use the Inquisition.
But you also have an in with the mayor, too.
Yeah. He will use the Inquisition to his advantage if he can. That's... But yes, or with the mayor, whatever. So he's, so he might be doing some inquiries about whether or not he could just well, she's already dead, so if she's already dead, then all her shit's mine.
Why don't we do
breakfast? I wanted to say it out loud so I don't forget.
Yeah. Okay.
So
breakfast.
I attempt to make the creme brulee French toast. Can I roll a cooking roll?
Sure. Do a survival.
That is going to be a 19.
Yep. You do a fantastic job with it.
Fuck yeah. Imagine I get it where the sugar gets kind of that nice amber brown. It cracks. Oh god, this is delicious. I'm salivating just thinking about it.
Jesus Christ. What is Ash doing?
I'm just waiting for breakfast.
Ooh, it's a very important distinction. I'm using a vanilla bean sugar.
Do they have vanilla bean in the fucking north?
Well, nope, I do not.
No, but Ash might. If you're pulling out your mundane pocket.
Do you have vanilla bean?
Based on the vanilla shortage that we're having in the world, I don't know if that's an ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Sure.
Okay.
It's fucking delicious.
When Ash eats it, he has a thought that crosses his face, and he blushes a little, and then continues eating.
What was that? Actually, let me see if I can see that. Yeah, what was that?
He kind of looks at you. Nothing. Just thinking about breakfast in bed is all.
Ew. Cool.
Goddamn.
Are we in a private space?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say maybe you went out, cooked, and then brought it back into the barracks. So right now, everyone every normal person's out eating with everyone else.
Yeah, we would have found a spot.
Squirreled away, yeah.
Mm.
Well, how'd everyone sleep last night?
Great.
Had a great pillow fight.
We did.
That's nice.
You should join in sometime. It's delightful. It's fanciful.
You've seen what happens when I get into fights.
But pillow fights are not fights.
I guess.
It's play fighting, which our modern day school system makes no distinguishing factors between the two, but there still is a distinguishing factor.
Mm.
How are you guys feeling about going and fighting the necromancer?
I think we should wait for the army that is here.
Yeah, I think that's a very good call. If only to make them feel included.
I think we should get there sooner.
Why?
Well, Ash, I've kind of told you a little about this, but Franz, you're kind of in the dark.
Story of my goddamn... I don't even have dark vision.
I'm sorry that I wasn't as forthcoming with you as I could have been.
So you are a bird!
No. As you've seen, I'm able to change into different things.
Yeah. Shape-shifting bird.
Yes, and I guess I can become a bird if I so desire, but my natural... I turn into a bird.
fuck yeah. Sova comes out and like tries to like dance with you.
And then I turn back into M. But that's not what I am. The necromancer is someone I know.
Oh, go on.
From before any of us were magic.
This is totally where we cut to a commercial break.
Yeah.
I grew up in a large family in Taizhou, and there was another large family down the street.
Is this Romeo and Juliet?
No, and my best friend growing up was from that family. She was around the same age as me. Her name was Faye. Faye and I were inseparable. We loved each other dearly, and we were very, very close. But we lived a relatively, I wouldn't necessarily call it innocuous life. We worked for the mafia, but we lived a relatively normal life until that media hit. Things became strange, not between us, but for us. Obviously, as you can tell, I am not quite normal. I can turn into birds.
We'll go with that. Not quite normal.
She wasn't quite normal either. She could play with fire. She, in ways that were really breathtaking. But it wasn't safe for us in Taizhou, so both of us resolved that we should leave. Now, at this time, I didn't know I could change the way I looked. I just was becoming more and more pale. My hair was turning white.
And you discovered this place called Hot Topic?
No, and I was, so we resolved to leave, and we were near the border, and I remember it so clear. She was getting some food for us, and I was sitting and waiting in this market area for her, and I was just looking at her, and I've always admired her. She's strong and courageous and confident. And I was just looking at her, thinking of all of her good qualities, and suddenly everyone in the market was staring at me. And she grabbed my hand and pulled me away, and I guess I had turned into her. Just that was the first time I've ever changed, was into her. But suffice to say, the Inquisition found me. They didn't know that she was magical when they found us. But they knew I was and took me, and I haven't seen her since. But she took my name, which was Nor, and
That's some fuckery shit.
And she, I'm pretty sure she's the ice bitch.
Which bitch?
And I'm also positive that there's some kind of evil presence working on her. Something like Deathbringer, but not good, you know? Deathbringer doesn't sound like a very good creature, I suppose, but she saved me from the Inquisition.
So
I can't kill the witch.
So we know it's a lich, right? We do know that?
You've never been told what it was.
Witch is what we've been saying, not lich.
Just wanted to 100%.
They've been calling it the Witch of the Ice Tomb.
We are, between us.
I just wanted to differentiate that because I was about to do some history checks. Okay,
To be honest, go ahead and ask your question.
I understand. The thing... Why the urgency?
Because if we go with all of those armies and all those men, they're going to kill her.
Yeah, but if we go alone, we die.
I think we can handle ourselves.
I feel like we can talk to the captain about this. I feel like if the captain... These are men...
Is this Franz respecting authority? Sorry.
For the sake of... these are people of the light. If they can redeem someone, I think they will. If there's a higher evil, in that Fae or Nor or whatever they even go by now,
you're pretty sure it's Nor.
Yeah.
Still.
Her name is Fae.
Yeah.
Call her Fae or else I'll get confused. Because my name is Nor.
Fae Nor. Then I think, they'll work through that with us. But we need to be transparent and open.
That's not my strong suit.
We risk nothing by telling them. We risk everything by playing in secrets.
I don't know if we don't risk anything. If they know that I'm a liability, that I care about this person,
then we up and go. It'll take an army an incredible amount of time to reach us while we deal with the witch.
You've seen how they deal with people that don't necessarily follow their version of rules, Franz. You were at the receiving end of their punishment.
Yeah, but I was also being a bit of a dickwad. Granted, for good reason, I'll defend what I did. Don't fuck with me. #0fucks. But I think, I don't know. The captain was unreasonable to me. That doesn't mean they won't be unreasonable to you. And also...
all she did was ask you to run sandbags back and forth.
Well, Franz was also being being accused of something he had no reason to be accused of. So,
They just removed you from the situation and asked questions.
That is not what happened
That is all
at all. I just want everyone to know that 5 grown paladins surrounded a skinny 15-year-old, and we're like, we're just.
It was just one.
To be fair,
they took him away violently.
Took him away, and they dropped him in while they were praying.
Paladins pray all the time, and they also kill people all the time. Don't even be sitting there like, they were just praying. As if,
Nothing bad happens when paladins pray. It's only where all their power
comes from.
I've
studied the Crusades. Shit got weird.
Yeah.
I feel like what I need to do is get Faye in a room with me. I want to be in a room with Faye. And I feel like if we go guns a-blazing with the whole army, that's unlikely to occur.
There's nothing to say that we can't come to a positive conclusion with the captain. Also, for us to stealth in first and then also have an army at our back. So, we don't just have 1,000 undead piling on top of us.
We need to think about our safety as well, and also with an army we have a better chance of getting to her.
And we also need to take into account the fact that we're not the only people who matter in this situation. Nor is... I'm sorry, I just totally forgot the name of this person. Faye.
It's alright.
It's
confusing.
Or a Fae. There's an entire region of people here who have been made refugees because of Fae. And I'm not saying
just died.
I'm not saying that the kid... What?
The kid died. Hypothermia or some other weak shit.
Jesus Christ.
I played patty cake in his honor.
Okay. Compose your caps. Didn't just backhand Franz, which is a good thing.
He could have uncanny dodged it.
We can play that game.
Yeah.
I can bestow a curse right now. It'd be great.
Oh, you took bestow curse?
I did, yeah. That's where Ash is at right now. I almost took major image. I took major image and then
remove curse actually. Which is really funny that we took it at the same time.
That is definitely
that's
exactly.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely where our characters are right now. And that is best for the entire region to make sure that once we go in, we're doing it right. And if we go in and we die, the likelihood is that the army will also fail.
Also, let's be 100% real with the situation. As much as I want to help you and help her, we very well might be faced with a situation where there is no getting her in a room. There is no saving. There is just murder!
Chat. Okay.
I guess I haven't wanted to confront that possibility.
Then it is one.
We have to consider it.
If she sees you as she knows you, and she still tries to kill you, I'm not stopping to wait to talk.
If the forces controlling her is as powerful as you're suggesting, then we need to take that possibility of killing her very seriously and to not cloud any judgment going forward with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, to Ash's point, there's a whole region of people here.
I think we can kill the power.
Okay. And this is something we're probably going to need an army for.
Not for the thing itself, but for the army it has.
Yes.
Although we might be champions of a sort.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll go in guns a-blazing. It's a proven tactic on my end. Works. 67% of the time. Works 100% of the time. But I think we need to expend all possible resources to have the best outcome. And I think that includes talking to the captain.
Alright.
I can't believe what Ash and Franz right now are trying to convince M to do the right thing. What is happening?
Alright, we can tell the captain.
I mean,
only the captain.
You can tell can we tell Tomas?
We have to tell Tomas.
Tomas can be there when we tell the captain.
Alright, then no one else.
And Votek.
What do you do during the day?
I'm gonna get my armor.
Oh, I've got remove curse. I'm gonna remove everyone's curses.
Fair enough.
The curse of being 15 is no more. I am a man now.
I do want to get you an aging potion.
There's probably definitely people like in the infirmary
like a year and a half.
who are hurt, so you don't know how hurt they are, but you can, if that's what you want to do.
If we're not going to be fighting today, I'll...
Never trust.
Do you still have Revivify?
No, I don't.
Never mind.
Or you're gonna kill yourself and just...
How do you go about trying to find the person who knows enough about, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, estates and stuff like that.
What he wants his armor first, and then he's gonna go about doing that. Armor. I went to the armor and got armor to be made last time.
Yep. And we didn't like settle on like a specific. So
we did it.
What did you ask, Xanathar?
So I had studded leather.
Yeah.
He wants something that is flexible and allows him to sneak, but also gives him more than he has right now.
Stealthy chainmail.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Let me just see what chainmail usually is.
Or like if we could like make clothing into armor, if he's that good. It kind of depends on like how good he is and whether or not he's using magic.
He's very good.
Is he using magic?
Maybe not him, but there's definitely someone that knows. So what I'm going to say is, it'll be magical in the sense that things that would usually corrode the armor it would be resistant or immune to the acid killing, taking away the AC type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a nice navy shirt that goes down to here, and it actually cuts off. There's an option to take off the bottom part if you needed to do that, and that's just for flavor.
Good.
And you pick it up, and you just feel within the cloth that it's just so well reinforced, and he must have put something in between to make it not clanked next to each other. So between the padding in between and just the clothing, just it being seated inside the clothing, it looks just like your average shirt where you could walk around. Real nice with it. It is 200 GP though, which you just got. So it's not like a +1 armor or anything. It's just chainmail stats. But it looks like normal clothes, and you don't get the disadvantage, and you, what's it called? What was the last? Oh, and it doesn't get -1 when from magical things like that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
He's so very happy. He's ecstatic. It's just all over his face.
With your special armor here.
And Xanathar, he puffs his chest out and he goes, "That's some dwarven work for you."
Always respected the dwarves.
As you should.
As everyone should, my friend.
And we respect your gold. And he definitely says it he does respect you as a person, but it's it's he's being a little shit for fun.
He's totally fine with it.
What does M do after
They tends to some people, and then she's just going to spend some time by herself.
Okay. Do you pray? Are you looking to make connections with anyone, or is it just I'm sitting and waiting? Okay. What does Franz do?
Well, if there's a smithy.
Okay.
Go to the smithy.
All right. So you come in, and Ash is just kind of really.
He is preening.
Yeah.
He is preening.
And
this beautiful piece.
Xanathar looks to you and he goes, another one of Tomas's.
Yes.
You got gold to spend, friend?
I have it literally burning into my pocket.
What do you want?
What do you got?
Everything.
Dope.
Not
I
really,
need...
Armor.
Huh?
Armor and clothing.
What
they've got here.
No weapons?
Might have a weapon or two. You might... Yeah.
Or, if you can improve a weapon, I got this...
What are you looking for?
Got this dingy old rapier that could use maybe some improvements.
Is that the crit?
No, I haven't touched that thing in ages.
Did we get paid from the...
Yeah,
220.
220.
And then,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Finally, more than 12 gold again.
Yay.
Sometimes I'm a meat shield. I don't like being a meat shield, so...
None of us do.
So anything that can make this gold be better suited on my body would be great.
Well, what do you got right now?
I got some studded leather.
Ooh, that's not great. How easy would you hit with that? Out of what number out of 20 would you say?
I would say that 17 times out of 20 I'm generally okay.
Okay.
But those 3 times
hurt.
A
lot.
There's this whole survivors, I think it's called survivor bias.
Mm-hmm.
You come back and you're looking at areas everywhere you're hit. You're like, we actually need to be looking at the places you're not hit to really cover that up, because that is where you're going to be fatally flawed right there.
That's true. You see your friend over there. Take a look at that workmanship.
I can just tell by that face.
Nice.
That's a Yelp review waiting to happen.
Literally, he just burst into talking really fast to show you all the gold shit.
Nice.
He's just nerding out about... So actually, what you can tell is he actually knows a lot about armor and goes deep into all of the verbiage and
dope.
With not something you've heard him talk about before, actually, probably.
Okay.
But yeah.
What's your dex mod?
5.
Okay. So what he's going to do is say, I can make you something like that. Probably make you only one more time less likely to get hit.
How much for 2 more times?
Well, that would be 300 gold.
300 gold for, let's say 19 out of 20?
I would say so.
Is there any room to budget up just a little bit more?
No, I mean, here's the thing. I'm great at what I do. But I don't think I've ever... It's not a matter of money, but a matter of my skill, and I know when I'm out of my depth.
Okay. I'll take it. Plus 2 studded
same
leather.
thing. Yeah, so it's the same. It is so dumb. So pretty much it's just 14 plus your dex mod. And same thing, it's, it looks like, you could choose the color. I just chose navy. It could be a different color if you don't want navy. But I went with that because that's kind of what they had the most of for their color. If you wanted a different color.
I mean, prestidigitation lets me change the color of basically whatever I want. So
okay.
Does it not?
No, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what color I want. I think I want like a nice steel gray.
Nice. Mm-hmm. They definitely have a lot of that anyway.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking for I want
but
orange
polished.
or purple.
Definitely polished.
But it's gonna be hidden within the clothes. 1, to muffle any sound so you don't have disadvantage, and then 2, so that you can walk around places and not look like a ready to fuck shit up.
Right.
So it's kind of like a chain shirt, but not really, and it's got the stats of scale mail, so it's just kind of a very homebrewed thing.
Right. But I'm just calling it studded leather plus in my stuff.
Nice. Okay, and then you go to...
I'm going to go to the captain first, because she knows who's in her camp.
Okay.
So if she's not busy...
She's always busy. If you look through the window, you see her just poring over maps and looking over notes, and she is just doing everything she can to figure out everything she needs to know. So
if she's not with someone, he's gonna knock lightly.
Okay. She will answer. She opens the door, and she goes, I don't mean to be rude, but I am quite busy.
That's fine. I was just wondering if you had 5 minutes to answer a question about perhaps a personal matter. If not, I can come back another
time. How personal?
I need to know if you have anyone who knows anything about the law.
Oh, well, that would take less than 5 minutes.
Great.
So,
we're in a lawless land.
What law are we looking for?
I'm looking for if someone is undead, do they still own property?
Oh.
That's...
Now she's thinking.
Because if not, then I already have all of my mother's holdings.
Does she know who your mother is? I think at that point she goes, "Oh, that's quite a lot of holdings."
Yes.
Kurdu would be your man.
Great.
He's one of Tomas's crew. Dwarven, short, tall for a dwarf. Long golden beard, braided hair. And he usually likes a crown. I don't know, it changes. He does like a lot of weird things with his hair. But,
Great. I'll go find him. Thanks so much for your time.
And So, do you want to do a perception check to try and find Kurdu unassisted, or do you ask around?
No, I'll look for him first.
Okay.
And then if I can't find him, it's gonna be 24.
Okay. So at that point, you go digging around. He's not out and about. You check the training area. He's not there. You check around the refugees where people are kind of keeping an eye, doing more, not just keeping an eye, but also checking in, helping out, stuff like that. He's not there. You go to the armory center, not where they make stuff, but kind of where they upkeep what they currently have. And you see a dwarf fitting that description, just one by one, sharpening swords, taking looks at it, making sure. Because he may not be good enough to make armor from scratch, but he's definitely someone who is able to upkeep it.
Gotcha.
So.
Cool.
And I would say it's like a one-on-one, he's just sitting there and just taking his time. There's no one else in there. Cool. And he looks up when the door opens, and when he realizes you're no one that he knows, he kind of just settles down. Not like he's disappointed, but he's I don't know you.
So I was gonna say,
he does recognize you a little. He sees that you're familiar, but he hasn't interacted with you before.
So can you say his name one more time?
Kurdu.
Kurdu.
But he goes, You fought that flying demon with me. Good job.
Yes, ditto. Also, that is a mighty fine beard. Good sir.
And he strokes it and he goes, "Yes, thank you. I've been wondering whether or not I should shave it to look more like my friends, and fit in a bit more, but old habits die hard."
To each their own style, I say.
Fair enough. What can I do for you? Do you need armor? Are you okay?
I am fine, yeah. I was just talking to the captain, and she sent me your way for a relatively strange question about the law.
Oh, yes. I know Dwarven law a lot better, but I've spent much time here on the surface. I come from a family of lawyers.
So he's gonna. Is there like another place to sit down? Like,
oh yeah.
So he's gonna sit. So he'll take that seat and kind of across.
I was trying to think cause in my head it's funny because in my head he was of noble background and they would have been people and I just don't know if there's a fancy word.
There is totally. I can't remember what it is.
Esquire. There we go.
That's a good word.
Can't do Esquire.
Yeah. But he seems down to earth. He's not, but yeah, so he scoots over and sits down. There's plenty of room. There's the whole bench, but just as good gesture, he moves over just a little bit more to make space, and he, pats the seat and he goes, "Sit down."
Yeah, so he will definitely take a seat. So I have recently found out that my mother is undead, but
I'm
conscious.
My deepest condolences.
She's an asshole.
Less condolences.
And my question.
Congratulations, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe depending on your answer to this.
I feel
question.
a bit awkward congratulating something like that, but it seems like you are pleased, and I am pleased that you're pleased.
I do believe that she may have been has befriended some kind of demon. And so she is still conscious and alive, but ostensibly.
Do you have proof of that?
I could find some. And we have someone in custody currently that knows.
Okay, then you are going to want to have witnesses. I would be happy to help you. I don't know if you want me or someone else, but you definitely want witnesses for any sort of confession. Maybe the captain, anyone of good standing, because it's been a bit of a mess in the past 3 years, I would say. There is definitely law, but the more people on your side, the better. And it's not so much just the strength in numbers anymore, but they want, captains and
yes, those that they respect.
Yes, unfortunately.
So I'm wondering if she counts as actually dead, and if I can just take all of her holdings from her while she's not looking.
Oh well, if your mom is quite the person that you're insinuating she is, she probably is looking quite closely.
I mean, people seem to know Answith.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's Answith Corp.
Yeah, he goes, it sounds familiar, but I'm not quite
sure. Most people know her by Answith.
With his history. Oh, yes. Oh, you're...
Unfortunate.
Oof.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it would be great if I could just maybe be able to donate a little bit more than my time to this little venture.
Fair enough. I mean, we would not turn down gold, absolutely, but I mean, that's not why we're here.
I know, but I could donate men with that gold.
And women. That'd be trafficking.
God damn it.
Jesus.
I didn't bring it up.
And he goes, well, I'll be honest, there's not law out there, to my knowledge, talking about what constitutes as dead beyond what we used to think of as dead, but with the current administration, I would say that it would be very easy to sway that in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to the city in a while.
It's very red.
Well, I hate them. I shouldn't say that, and he quickly crosses himself. And he goes, I strongly dislike them, but they may work in your favor. What about the not red law?
Well,
Or,
the mayor owes me a favor.
And I would say this would be quite easy for you.
That's my hope. I just wanted to make sure I had a little bit more knowledge behind these laws. Not my forte.
It was mine, and I decided to follow a different path. But I'm glad that my training is coming in handy. I would be happy to help you. I would be happy to bear witness and take testimony and do, cross all the T's, dot all the I's, and send it on very fine-looking parchment to the Capitol.
That'd be lovely.
Okay. And he goes, so, you're Tomas's friends? I've heard a lot of stuff about you. I'm just curious who the three of you are.
Well, we were met down south. Quite a ways.
Taiju, Bama.
A few days outside of Taizhou. I don't know. There's I don't really know why we're together, but it sort of happened, I suppose. As it does.
Tear works in funny ways.
Great. I've been reading this book.
Tear for Dummies.
You pull out the
thing?
Yep. Just roll a quick insight check. I know that you're very insightful, but just for...
No, I mean, I always make me roll stuff when I need to roll it. It's gonna be a 24.
Okay, he recognizes that right away. And he goes, that's Tomas's. Is he lending it to you? And then I'm just texting you something on top of that.
Okay. I mean, he left it for me to read, I suppose. Whether or not...
He never lets anyone touch that book.
Oh, man! Damn!
And he's like, you could tell, like, he is keeping his cool. He's not, like, angry at you. He's just a little confused and hurt. So...
Well, people do weird things when they feel guilty about shit. That's, if I'm being super blunt.
He must have felt really guilty.
Yeah.
Happened?
It's a little bit of a long story. All things told. Strange, weird, winding. It all ends with him being a better person, though, so I suppose that's alright.
He was always a good person.
Good and better are two different things. Better to the people and better to family.
And yeah, he knows that. I fail to see how Tomas would be bad to his own family.
Patterns are easy to repeat.
Just your insight.
He's trying not to give too much away because these aren't really his secrets to be spilling.
Hey.
I just texted you something. And then he goes, well, I've got a bit of work to do. I'm still happy to help you, but I really need to sharpen these swords.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for the information.
Yeah, and he's just very. Before he was just like, now he's just going, like, just very quickly, sharpening it, like, not like angry, but just like now. Before he was being lax, now he's just,
Yeah, doing the work.
Nose to the grindstone.
Yep.
So it's dinner time-ish, I would say. Like, I don't want to skip ahead, but like.
Oh, is there anything anyone else wanted to do? Because I feel like I took over most of the day, so.
No, I mean, yo, Xanathar, anything you can do about this rapier?
One thing a day, pal.
Man, that's Didn't you do, or technically already do something twice a day?
Do you have a guide I could read?
What sort of guide? Like
to everything, maybe?
Oh, I didn't catch that. Yes. There, and he goes, oh, yes, I've got a guide to and for everything. And he just,
oh, man, this is
it
$50.
Wait,
Yeah,
people are rolling a dice when I'm swinging the sword?
Jesus. So yeah. And it still takes a while. Like, I was just kind of... I just wanted you to be able to have something. So, like, it did take him a long time to build the thing. So, you probably won't get a second thing out of it. Maybe tomorrow, who knows? But, yeah. It's around dinner time. The captain would have said, hey, eat dinner and see me after dinner. So, do you want to discuss anything prior to going to the captain, or are you ready to?
I'm good.
I'm good. Though you do notice that M is barely touching her food.
Mm.
You should eat. It's good for you.
Yeah. I'm eating.
Mm-hmm. Ash is now, staring at you. Mm. He's gonna make sure you eat the entire bowl of whatever stew we're eating.
I take, a spoon. It's not like I'm not eating at all. I'm just not eating very much.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of dinner, you all go to the captain's quarters. Tomas is actually waiting outside, obviously told to just, keep watch and then let you in. Also, just do a history check, all of you.
13.
No.
14.
Okay. You're just like, oh yeah, Tomas is always, the right-hand man. It would make sense that he's just chilling there. You know that, now that there's a dangerous prisoner somewhere, the captain is no longer willing to just have things be as lax as they were before.
Mm-hmm.
So he's also there to keep an eye out and let her know immediately if something goes down.
And to be the best boyfriend around.
Last time we left a prisoner. Remember that?
So, he gives you all a little wave, and, he goes, okay, I was told to stay out here, so good luck with whatever you're doing.
Now, Thomas, you should come in. Isn't that what we agreed upon?
It depends on what the captain wants, I suppose. The captain is one there.
I'm supposed to be stationed out here in case anything happens.
Diana will let us know if
What's
anything
the
happens.
security detail on Hellmare?
He glances back, and you could tell, he's not allowed to say anything, but he very, very quietly whispers, specifically to you, saying, and you just do a quick perception check to see if you overhear.
Yes.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
No, I know. He goes, she's underground. The entrance is by the training field, and she has 4 guards stationed at her cell.
Let's add 2 more.
4 at the end. 2?
Yeah, you and me.
You're supposed to meet with the...
My compatriots can handle it.
Okay. Won't the captain be worried while you're not around?
I'm very suspicious of keeping Hellmare out of our sights.
Okay. The captain, it's just the most secure place here. There's nothing nefarious about it, right? Just so you know, I'm going to get in trouble for this. I will do it, but I just wanted to make sure it's worth getting in trouble for. If it's mistrust of the captain.
Probably handle it on your own. If you wanted to go, you could handle it on your own. Tomas could stay here.
Yeah. I can go handle it.
Or just don't kill her yet.
Oh, I'm not going to kill her.
Right.
That's not 100% not going to kill her.
Questions to ask so that we can... Fuck up my mother.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
There's a reason he took
and he
bestow curse.
looks to you two and says, just have a reason why Franz isn't here.
Because he's watching Elmer.
She won't like that answer.
That is the truth, though. And truth gets you everywhere in life.
It really doesn't, but we can pretend it does if you'd like.
I've got a good lie. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So.
Could go with Elmer.
Yeah. So we'll deal with that in a moment. Tomas lets you enter, and the captain is ready for you. Like, she was kind of doing work in between, but she was expecting you sometime around now. So she quickly closes her books. She's sitting at her desk, and she goes, "Where's the young one?"
He thought it would be best maybe if you had some distance. He recognized that he tends to be more of a distraction, and decided not to be a distraction for right now.
Well, I guess that's a step in the right direction.
We have talked it over, though. We know his thoughts on it. We're all
Okay.
unanimously decided on where we stand.
We've unanimously decided to talk to you.
Okay.
On where we stand, we are unanimous.
Do you have 75 HP?
I do.
That's exactly how much I have.
Hey.
But I have tough. That's why. Otherwise, I would have way less.
Yeah.
It's my fighters levels.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
What was I gonna say? She goes, well, I mean, I could talk first, you could talk first, but I guess the thing that I'm most curious about is what is your stake in what's up here?
Do you want to talk or do you want me to talk?
I can talk. And I'll just relate to her the story that I told already once this stream.
Before she starts talking, Ash is also going to say, we are trusting you with a truth that's only been told amongst the three of us.
And she will, and even without an insight roll, like, you could tell that she understands the gravity of that. Mm-hmm. And she looks specifically to you, M. Mm-hmm. And you could tell, like, she is like, I respect that, and I've also shown you something, so, like, kind of we're mutually trusting each other on things. Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell her the story, and I'll end with basically like, so that is my stake in why we're here. Besides the fact that I also am charged to kill undead by my patron.
Well, I would say the latter of those two stakes is a lot easier to work with. Okay. I appreciate you trusting me with that information. I'm willing to help. Just know that if I don't see this going in the way that we all would want this to go, because I want her to live too. And she's being genuine about that. Like, she can tell that this is someone who, despite being part of the Mafia, was an overall good person in general, and is important to you, who has done a lot of good things for her, for the people of the city and city-state. And she goes, but just know, my duty is to the people of this land and my soldiers. And if I foresee that we're going to lose too many and she is just too strong, we are going to have to put an end to it. That being said, I know I have very strong healers in my crew. It's possible they can help her even if we think it's too late.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. What I'll say is that I think if this can be solved with a conversation and two patrons duking it out rather than people, that it will lead to much less bloodshed.
Okay. So, I believe that in 2 months' time they are going to be at their strongest. I don't need 2 months. I don't want it to take 2 months. But you three will be able to mobilize a lot faster than I can an army.
Well,
I would like a week.
Do you know how long it takes to march from Taijo? Or around there?
Kelly forgets. I want to say it took you like 2-3 days, about.
But an army moving
Right.
through there would be a long
Maybe
line.
Right.
5-6.
I would say a
week.
Yeah.
Probably a week.
I've spoken to Cordu,
Okay.
and I believe with the appropriate letters and letters of endorsement, our prisoner is the person who knows my mother is undead, and with proper paperwork to the mayor, owes me a favor. Of Taijo.
You were asking for legal things, and that seems to take a while.
It's possible. It's also possible it could be expedited. Anyway, I'm saying we don't necessarily need to wait all that long, but if I can get you a bigger army, I will.
Well, I won't say no to that.
Not that we should wait,
Yeah.
but
I am not comfortable waiting more than a month.
it's fine.
A week is ideal for me. That's me rushing my men and women to fight. 2 weeks is when I could comfortably get done. A month is the absolute longest I'm willing to wait.
It's fine.
Are you okay with that, Em?
I mean, I want to be there as soon as possible. I've been waiting a long time.
Yeah.
If it's been a long time, I think your friend would appreciate a little bit longer to make sure we do this right.
I don't
But
disagree.
in the end, she is your friend, and you have helped us out. So, I will defer to you two and Franz.
I got mentioned by name.
He is the
When-
one that pushed us to tell you, by the way. So
That's
he
interesting.
occasionally has good wisdom.
Well, it's a shame he's not here. I would have liked to have rewarded his maturity. Cut to Franz, what are you doing?
So I'm assuming I'm heading down.
Yes, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're shown the entrance. But Tomas would have let you know that there would be like 2 guards stationed like towards the entrance, not like directly there.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 down there, and it's a very, very high security. Like, as far as it's very difficult to get out of it, but there's not a lot of prisoners down there because who are they taking? There's not, most of the people are killed on sight or stuff like that.
So what I'm gonna do is, as I'm beginning to approach, I'm assuming like the front gate or whatever, I'm gonna disguise self to look like Tomas.
Nice.
And be like, hey, sent by the captain. Gotta watch over Hellmeyer.
Here's the thing. Just because I'm as a DM, Kelly, am curious. Can you impersonate me impersonating your brother? There we go.
Well, yes, the captain sent me to check over the prisoner during the meeting with the 3 contractors.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, and I'm just gonna let you because that entertained me enough. I was just kind of because there's more that you have to deceive, and that one was fun. Thank you for indulging me in that.
Of course.
So yeah, you walk down, and it's literally carved out of ice.
Yep.
Like they're not sitting on ground here; they're sitting on like a glacier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been like roughed out, so it's not slippery as you're going down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cold as shit. And it's dim. There is lighting by torches, but you could tell that it's a magical sort of fire that doesn't burn, so it doesn't, but it also doesn't give warmth, it just gives light. And it takes a good like 5 minutes of just careful walking because you can't rush with ice everywhere. But a good 5 minutes of a downward slope until it opens up into a chamber, and this seems like, and the bars are made from like it's you could see like steel merged into the ice, so it's almost like they burned away the ice, put in steel, then they put more ice on top of it just to keep prisoners like cold and subdued. And it's not meant to be like a torture thing, it's like we need to do everything we can to keep them from being...
How are the guards situated around Hellmeyer?
How are they what?
Situated.
Situated. Let's just draw this. So if this is the full chamber over here. And there are cells on either side that are... Please tell me... Ah, balls.
Oh, and that's particularly small.
Well, they're 10 by 10. Thanks for throwing shade at the size of my bedroom.
Hey. It's a big ass hallway.
Oh no, this is the chamber. So these are cells on either side.
How many of them are occupied?
Only one.
Just Helmer. Cool.
Yep.
Occupado.
I'm gonna make you... She's not an Inquisition. And then Well, red is kind of symbolic for Inquisition whenever I put the die
Oh,
out,
I know. Is she not though? Could we call her Inquisition? Because I feel like we totally could.
Okay. But those are the guards.
Yeah.
That's how they're situated.
And there's no entrance out of the back.
Yeah, sorry. There's just this way.
Okay. Cool. How do they respond as I walk in?
They are keeping a close eye strictly on her.
Mm-hmm.
So when they hear footsteps, they seem a little confused. And they go, "Oh, Tomas, it's what are you doing here?"
Sent by the captain.
Okay. Was there a message you needed to relay to us?
Yes, we are going to make sure we're having a close eye on the prisoner. And so I point to the D6 and you need to be in the cage with Helmer.
Just make a deception check.
Okay, that's gonna be 21.
Okay. He goes, "Why?"
We're dealing with... Helmer has deep connections with the witch. We are going to make sure we have every precaution that if the witch were to use any sort of magic to come free the prisoner, that we're not fumbling with keys.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yep. Yes, sir. And Helmer's she's tied, she's bound, she's on the floor, and he fumbles with the keys as he opens up the thing and sits in and locks it and hands the keys to you. And he's looking between you and her, kind of nervous a little because he was told how dangerous this person was, and I mean he's a beefy paladin, but even still just being put in a small space with this person.
Would Tomas know this person's name?
He knows everyone.
Okay. I'm just gonna... Fuck. Do I know this person?
I don't think so.
We haven't spent much time here.
Yeah.
Okay, but...
You can say soldier, there's ways you can.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say soldier.
Yes, sir.
You've been thoroughly briefed, I'm sure.
Yes. Don't let the prisoner move.
Right.
Don't. If she talks, she can't use her hands. If she's using her hands, she can't talk. Keep an eye. Don't underestimate her.
Yep.
And if she tries to escape, we have to kill her.
Yep. So there's no difference between you being where I'm at outside the cage and being inside the cage, correct?
I guess, sir.
You are not locked in with her. She's locked in with you.
And he pauses and goes, "Right. Okay." I feel a little better, sir. Thank you. Is there anything else I can do?
I'm going to be here with you.
That seems excessive. Shouldn't you be up keeping an eye for the captain? Who's keeping an eye on the captain?
The entire base.
Okay, and just you're okay, or
yeah, that's fine. I'm by the cage, yeah.
Or okay. Are you going to question, or actually?
I'm actually gonna open the cage and go in there with Beefy McStuffins and Helmer.
And Helmer looks up to you, and she goes, "Awful lot of security for one person."
You create an awfully big mess.
What do you know about me?
More than I'd like to. Not as much as I'd hoped, but, you know.
Getting hungry. What time is it?
Not lunchtime.
Feels like it's past lunchtime. Is it past dinner time? Because I haven't been fed.
Mm-hmm. We're eating.
Can you describe to me your surroundings?
And she goes, I'm not going to play into that.
Because I'm seeing ice over there. Seeing ice over there. Over there, guess what I'm seeing?
A guard.
Ice. I don't see any sunlight in here. So I don't think time is something you need to be worrying about.
I do when I need to eat.
You'll be fed when you're fed.
Doesn't sound, I thought these people of these kind were a little bit more generous.
And I thought the people of your kind would know not to cause as much trouble as you are, but you're dealing yourself an awfully bad hand by working with this witch.
I'll give you a bit of information if you give me a bit of information.
Make it worth my time.
I know exactly how to get there.
You need to be a little bit more specific.
Well, tell me what you know, and I'll give you more of the specifics, and then you'll give me specifics.
Do you mean to the gates? To the room?
Everything.
Everything. And how would I know to trust this information?
Well, we're both thieves.
Oh, man.
Cute.
Uh-huh.
What do you want to know?
I want to know if I missed dinner.
Missed dinner.
That's timing. Don't tell her.
No, I know.
But Franz know, though.
Did you miss dinner? I don't know. When's the last time you ate?
Yesterday.
Then you ate yesterday. Down here, food's food. There's nothing ceremonial about it.
It's fine. Is it almost tomorrow?
Do you want me to go back to my conversation about all the ice here? There's no time down here for you. This just is.
Just gonna have her do a... Okay. You see her start to... Like, she was searched, but you're a thief.
Mm-hmm.
And she was searched by a bunch of fucking paladins. And you see her kind of, like, leaning back a little, pretending she's gonna, like, scratch her shoulder, but you see her reaching towards her boot. And it's going towards a spot that you typically go, oh yeah, I had a dagger there too.
Can I grab her hand?
Yeah. I would say not even with, you don't even have to make a dex check. Like, you are able to grab her wrist.
And I say, if you think you know me as well as you do, then you know what's about to happen.
Don't kill her, Franz. Jesus.
I know what's about to happen. Can you make a dex saving throw, Franz?
Yes.
The answer is
that's
yes.
a 24.
Bless. Oh man, because you just found the boss. Well, not the boss, but I've been waiting so long to throw this one out there.
Can I tell you what I want to do though, if it fits into this?
Well, just imagine a literal explosion.
Okay.
So what is Franz doing to avoid for half damage?
No, 0 damage. He's got evasion.
What he does?
When he succeeds a dex saving throw, he
Nice.
takes no damage.
Oh man, you want to know how much damage halved?
I'm gonna guess like 68.
It's like 8d10 damage.
Yeah, I take no damage.
Oh my god. But anyway, so tell me how you take no damage.
The ceiling.
She just literally, like, she is human, and you watch her eyes just glow a bright, bright red. And then it's a dark energy just starts like billowing within her, and she opens her mouth to shout, and she.
You know what I'd like to imagine actually is that Beefy McStuffins, out of his respect for Tomas, shielded him. That's what I want to imagine. Because he's probably fucked.
He is. Let me just see if
we can heal him though, unless he dies immediately, which would be stupid.
Yeah, he failed that. So yeah.
Is he dead immediately?
I'll roll 8d10 and find out.
8d10 averages out to only 40 damage.
True.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a...
It's a lot. But...
This was 52.
What?
52.
Okay.
So 52 damage, and he has...
That wouldn't kill most
53.
characters at level.
Oh,
yes.
man. I love it.
Oh man, if he had like...
I'm just imagining
you know how some
Scorch.
video games have mechanics where the lower your health goes, the more damage you do? He's ready to fuck her up.
Oh, man. But he is knocked prone from that. Like, he is just, like, he is beyond fucked up. Like, and he is blown against the wall. But here's like the issue. I'm going to explain the mechanics of it. He just became a meat shield for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say you saw that and you started hauling. The both of you started hauling ass out, and he just covers you for this because, like, if you were,
I can imagine like I'm trying to like open the door.
Yeah.
And then he's like on me.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm not good at that.
Oof.
Lucky. Not better.
Oof.
That's a 10.
Okay. This explosion is completely ear-splitting. And you are within that. I need you to just make a con with advantage because there's a lot of stuff in between you, but this is just so fucking loud.
20.
Nice.
18. Oh, yeah.
22.
Yeah.
21.
Nice.
21.
Okay.
I don't think you had to make the roll, Franz.
Alright, I was confused.
Yeah, sorry. You already failed that one. I'm sorry. We'll get to that. You hear just a complete, like, it's still loud and it makes your ears ring even above ground, even through all of this shit.
Nope.
And suddenly, like, the ground starts splitting because there's...
Should I make a check for Diana?
Yeah.
So immediately,
She fails.
what comes out of his mouth is, "God damn it, Franz!"
So she fails.
Okay.
Natural
it's
1
just...
in 5. So.
It's just anyone in a 300-foot radius would be deafened for the next minute.
Too bad I telepathically communicate with her. When I hear that, Diana was right outside the thing. I'm gonna run, jump on Aunt Diana, and go straight towards whatever that was.
Okay.
Can I make
the Earth is literally like splitting in two. And just a quick perception check. If you're running outside.
I am 22.
Okay. You see, like, it's literally splitting down the middle. You don't know whether or not it's going to, like, you know, make it so that, like, oh no, it's going to keep going and everyone's going to die in this, like, earthquake. But you can definitely tell that it's going straight for the walls. And it won't take, very long for those walls to come apart from the sheer force of this. You are deaf. You hear nothing. 1 second.
Is that for like a minute duration or permanently?
You don't know. See this. 1, 2, 3, or I like the D12 better. So this one is not deaf.
Okay.
But they all beefed the deck saves. And they are all looking very, very, like, close to death. And they are deaf as well. This one's close to death, but he sees you. And he sees, like you could see just a straight fear, but not like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, but oh shit, this is bad fear. And he doesn't even go for a Hellmare. He immediately grabs Tomas, and then
Wait, is Hellmare still there?
She's still... Well, turn around if you want to.
Yeah, I'm turning around.
Okay. You see, as this guy is pulling you, unless you want to stop him from pulling you away.
I'm gonna stop him.
Okay, let's just do a quick strength check.
Okay, well, it's not great.
What is it?
3.
Yeah, he keeps, he's yanking you like a fucking child at this point. And Hellmare is no longer Hellmare. You see, like, this shadowy demon in, like, like, it's growing. Like, she was human-sized at first, and the cell is quickly not going to be able to contain her anymore. And she's growing, like, out of it, like she is not solid. And you see her taking shape in the shape of, like, half demon, half person, Hellmayer-ish, but with, like, devil horns and a whippy devil tail. And her arms are constantly, like, shifting. They're arm-like, but they're definitely taking forms to her whim. And this guy is just dashing back, and these are also similarly dashing as she's moving.
So if he, or M is, jumping on Diana, can I also jump
So
on
I am yelling.
Just, do a dex save to see if you can just...
No.
You jump, you go to jump.
No.
And we're already
like,
moving.
Yeah. So, like, you just do a dex save so you don't land on your ass.
Okay, I did that.
Okay.
22.
You, like, try and do the running jump, like the 1-2 jump on a box and over, and they are already gone, and you just, your feet flail a little bit, you land on the ground, superhero pose. What are you doing?
I am yelling, because I don't know everyone's death. Stand your ground, men.
Yeah,
the earth is split, and can I see the beast yet?
I would say no, because it's splitting, like, in a different, like...
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. I'm going towards the south.
Yeah, but it's very easy, because you were there when Tomas described it, and Tomas is running that direction as well. So I would say it's, like, you first, Tomas and you, and this guy is dragging you up. And you'd see him turn back to you, and he goes...
And I'm just like... I'm miming this to all of them.
Technically, because he's disguised self, he sees Tomas as not being hurt at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? But he sees some shit going down, and Tomas is like,
and I'm just like...
leader. Do a persuasion check with disadvantage, because you're literally going up against, like, Tomas's word versus a demon, and there's, like, people upstairs that he could help. He's not doing, like, the coward thing in a way. He's doing that I need to run so I can fight in a better...
With disadvantage, it's a 15.
Okay, let's just... Ooh. Fine. Because that was a 19 on the die, and I was just doing, like, an intelligence check, sort of. But the thing is,
This isn't Thomas.
Yeah.
Tomas.
It's just kind of like he just shakes his head and goes... And, you know, you can't hear anything. And so I'm going to say that... One second, we're going to get the map over here ready to go. Because for the ease of me... 1 second. Everyone grab the dice you want to be on the board.
It's already up there.
Yep. Thank you. Okay. So we got this paladin with Franz. These ones... I say got hit by her because I just don't need to deal with them right now.
I'm the blue dice.
Okay, so you two are over here, or actually you're coming out of the thing. This is her just as a demon coming out through everything. You are up ahead, and then we got Tomas atop of Wojtek. All right. And you see, are you still as Tomas, or did you drop disguise?
Is it? I don't think disguise self's not concentration, is it?
You haven't taken damage.
I have not taken damage.
But
yeah,
I'm if you willingly.
I will. Once my hand is free.
You have one free hand. He's just grabbing you by one.
Yeah. Well, like once I'm free, because I'm like I'm not in a grapple, but I'm in a weird position.
I'm gonna say he lets go as soon as he sees Tomas, and he's like, and he looks to you, and then.
So I then summon in my hand a shadowy blade.
Nice.
Even though I can't hear myself, and I'm like, we're going demon hunting.
Nice. Let's roll initiative. You see this 20-foot shadow demon just...
Good luck on your Christmas saving throws, bitch. Yes.
Right?
19.
Nice. 1 second. Just so you know, this is homebrewed in a way, based off of several different monsters, and I am very, very excited.
Dope.
Well, hopefully I'm going to blow a spell slot right away.
Okay.
I mean, all of us are. Don't worry.
What was I gonna say?
I just blew one already.
I know, right?
Tomas is beefing it. Okay, what are you?
15.
Okay. And Ash?
24.
Okay. Ash, you were first. What do you do?
You didn't take me?
You're 19.
Oh, I said it out loud. I thought I just don't remember vocalizing it. I'm sorry. I was
I
like...
read your mind.
Obviously. So I have a question. How long did it take to run over there?
I would say like 30 seconds. So, in that time, you knew shit was going down.
Yes.
So, you need to...
So my question is I really want to pull out Tomas's Bible.
Uh-huh.
And just be like, dear God, save this dude's brother. Like, because he knows it's Franz.
Yep.
Because nothing good happens when he leaves Franz alone.
Okay, just roll a quick religion check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Oof, neither would...
Okay.
Advantage wouldn't have even helped.
Okay. I mean...
Okay. Yeah. Basically, he is kind of like, this objects hold power, and this object is well used. And so he is, like, hoping that maybe, because the object is tied to Tomas, and Tomas is tied to Franz, that it will somehow do something.
I had him roll like a religion... Because he's definitely praying on behalf, but he still kind of did a shitty roll
It's alright.
on it.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But yes, that's what I want to do on the way over, and... so can I see this thing yet?
Oh, yeah. You
Okay.
see this shadowy creature demon.
Since it's 30 seconds, I'm going to put on the cursed shield.
Yeah. Oh, nice. You got plenty of remove curse people here.
Well, I know remove curse now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
What is my AC? What does the shield give me in AC? Is it a... I know it's better than a +3. That's all I remember, because I remember we were testing it out with Franz, and he couldn't hit me with something that was 3 above my AC, so it's got to be at least 4.
Yeah, I don't think I would have given you more than 4, so let's just say +4. Are you 25 AC now?
No, I'm 23 AC.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Alright.
My proficiency boys?
But was there anything else with the shield? I guess you'll...
You just can't take it off.
DC went up by 1.
Okay, I thought there was something where like it like automatically deflected ranged attacks or something. I don't remember. You said there might be like some other magical stuff. We don't have to do it right now if you can't remember. And you can always throw it in
like a
as
plus
flavor.
Something, and I don't remember it.
Alright. Well,
all right.
23 AC is pretty nice. That's pretty
be your
good.
turn.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna try, for suggestion.
Okay.
Does suggestion end if they're attacked? They just can't do anything that would like hurt them.
Yep. Okay. Just roll an Arcana check.
No, 7.
Okay. You feel this just get plinked off like a bug on a windshield. Like, she didn't even try. It just did not work on her.
Cool.
So, do you want to do anything else with your turn?
I mean, I'm gonna get within fighting range.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So,
what is
that's
that?
The closest.
2 stacked D6s.
What's the little thing in the middle?
That's,
and then she's over
red.
there.
That's Tomas atop of Wojtek.
Oh, okay.
Oh, should I get Diana up?
No, you don't have to. It's okay.
Alright.
We know that I'm on Diana right now.
Great. This is gonna suck.
You are up.
Banishment, baby.
Can you describe banishment to me?
Alright, do you want me to read the spell or just like...
Yes, because it matters.
You attempt to send one creature you see within range to another plane of existence.
Okay.
The target must succeed a charisma saving throw or be banished.
Okay.
If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless enemy plane. But if it's not native, it is banished with a faint popping noise up. And which I'm not deaf, unlike everyone else.
Me either. Hey, I'm not either.
No, I'm just kidding. Returning to its home plane. If the spell does not if it ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left. But otherwise, the target does not return. So if it is a demon from another plane, it's a gone if it fails.
Okay. I need you. Here's the thing. I need you to make a intelligent or make a charisma saving throw for yourself. Like, this is not like you.
This is my best saving throw. I have +9. Maybe I should roll blue. Blue, don't fuck me. Natural 20.
Okay. I'm gonna give you something with
That's
that.
a 29.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
Robo.
here's. I'm gonna read you literally what the thing says because you deserve to know this with that roll. Its trait is indomitable. You are immune to any effects that would alter your mind or will. So that spell would alter its will to be here and attack. That's what I'm.
Okay.
Because it's an effect. So I'm going to let the. Here's the thing I'm going to say, especially with that charisma saving throw, you are able to stop yourself so you could still have your turn and not lose a thing.
Okay, that's
But
fine. It's gonna be a cool fight. I understand.
A trait.
I wouldn't. I would say that this
a
isn't
different
within
monster.
Indomitable, but that's fine because you're the DM. I'm not gonna use.
Well, genuinely players, because that's what I would interpret it as.
Do I believe that this demon is?
One could interpret that would mean willpower and intelligence saves only.
Yeah,
However,
I take that to mean like it's like
it's
you can't use suggestion or anything on it.
Yeah.
Banishment is like a hold person kind of spell. It's like I'm banishing you.
A save or suck. Okay.
Yeah.
So then that
it's
one.
not. It doesn't
so what
impact
is
its will. It's not like choosing to be
charisma
banished. It's
Charisma
just
save.
being banished.
Let's
but-
just do that save then, because that was me reading it like that.
Mhm.
So, and I would hate to.
But if you, but you
also,
know,
it's
I
also,
am like
we're
if
also
it
here to fight
succeeds,
this thing.
if it succeeds and there is a faint popping noise, the
Wait.
fight's over and this thing
Yeah,
is.
that's fair.
So
Let's just-
it
It's
also
a nat one, but
yeah.
it's maybe a nat one.
That is a 15. Does that
16's
save?
the DC.
Okay, so how long does it stay there if it is not from that plane?
It's a concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay,
If it's not from this plane, is it from this plane?
it is from this plane.
Okay, then you watch this M's like riding up on Diana and then just whips out a hand and it just disappears and I don't hear a faint popping noise, so
Right.
I know it's coming back.
Okay,
So I just yell, "We have 1 minute."
nice. Okay,
So it is almost 4:30.
I'm thinking that this is a good way to end.
cliffhangers!
And
Oh man.
Can we
yes.
can we do the prep for when she pops
That's what
back
I'm thinking, yeah.
before
Yeah,
because we have
alright.
otherwise we'd have to talk for 40
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh god. Oh man, I'm sorry, Ryan. This was supposed to happen a lot sooner, but we had a lot of RP stuff beforehand.
I mean,
so we're gonna-
last time was really fighty heavy, and this time was really RP heavy.
So we role play up
fun,
to
yeah.
right when she pops back, and then we'll be done. So we have 1 minute
Yep.
of turns, basically.
Yep. And Tomas, he had his sword ready to go, and then you just do this this thing is like a 20-foot, like a 2-story goddamn demon, and you just pop her out like she's nothing, and he goes, "Is she?" Oh.
Get the paladins out of here.
We need
Away?
healing. Well, no, we need healing. We just need healing, and then everyone can fight it. I'm sorry. I should.
Well, the herdy paladins should not be down here.
They can lay on hands.
Oh.
You've got time. We've got 1 minute, and time is moving fast. We need healing, and we need to be ready for when it comes back in the exact same spot it was in.
Minor illusion. I'm going to literally blow a war horn.
Nice.
At
I
my
love
position.
I
Bitches,
love it.
get your shit together. Actually, it might not be a war horn. It might just be a really loud bitches, get over here, please.
When the moment you do that, you immediately see 4 Franzes.
Nice. And for flavor, I'm gonna let that happen almost before if it lasts X amount of minutes, it's just gonna happen at the end of that minute.
Mm-hmm.
Just to note, while the creature, because it isn't native to the plane, it's native to this plane, it is incapacitated when it's there. in the demiplane.
Okay.
So that just means
So
that
it's just-
she's not able to plan out or grow and do any
Yep.
of her crazy shit while
Yep.
she's there. I just want, to
Yep. No,
make sure
that's
we're on
fine.
the same page.
That's good. So I'm going to say
It's
that
almost like a minute passes, like you blink. Like, it's like, because you're incapacitated for the minute. So it's like, suddenly, like, everyone's just going to be around. Like, it's going to be...
Yup. No, I love it. So I'm going to say that Tomas just turns tail, and he just, he's not going to go far away, but he's definitely going to try and rally his people at least, because he knows where they are and they've got a minute and he's using voice.
I want to see this captain in action.
Alas. She is actually,
She's secretly a demon too!
not quite. Do a insight
Fuck.
check. As you see.
15.
All of us?
I don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need to,
I mean, hi. That's...
High. It's high.
Okay. You don't
27.
you don't see the captain. You see this just monstrous, not like ridiculously oversized, but this monstrous polar bear just hauling ass.
We're in the
and
golden
it's-
compass.
What?
Yes.
And it has 2 great axes strapped to its back, and as it gets up towards you, it
She a
pulls
werebear.
one.
Oh, yeah!
And we'll leave it with that. And you hear.
And I'm like, and all 4 Franz are just like, fuck!
Yup.
So, in that
Use
minute,
my giant
can we
ring,
try to
finally.
get, like, the paladins laid on hands by the other paladins and have everyone kind of be ready around to fight when it comes back?
I'm going because it took 30 seconds to get to the captain's quarters.
Okay.
So you're not going to get all of the paladins, but you'll get some of them.
Okay.
And the ones that were the only one that survived that was hurt definitely expended his lay on hands. He is
Okay.
up to top. I'm going to say when you come when we start, Tomas, Toolmaker, and Kurdu are going to be the ones able to join the fight right away. Because also bear in mind, a lot of them are dealing with the refugees as the wall's coming down.
So I get my hearing back?
The wall's coming down after the explosion?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright, well...
So you're gonna have undead in here.
I better not
Yes.
use my other spell slot so I can make another wall in its place.
I wonder what kind of wall that's gonna be.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
So I'm going to just kind of remind myself
Okay, I
Take
have
a
to look...
picture. It'll last
Yeah.
Alright.
down.
I'm also just gonna pray to this god for an entire minute, like... Pretty please.
Do that just to
Pretty-
remind
pretty
myself who's
please.
there. Cool.
So, yeah, and just to note that the banishment is concentration. So, like, the whole time this is kind of happening, like, she's, like, holding,
Yeah.
like, the thing in the space to some degree.
I dig it. Thoughts?
Awesome.
Cool. I've been like waiting for this so much. And I'm just really glad that Franz went down there, because like all you would have heard was just a explosion and then suddenly a demon, and you wouldn't have known what happened.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Rule of thumb is always kill your prisoners.
Yeah.
That's really what I've learned from playing D&D. You just always kill your prisoners.
Yeah. Really. Rules of war be damned.
Yeah.
Always kill your prisoners.
Yeah. Nothing good comes out of it when magic's involved.
Oh man. Yeah. I should stop having that happen. I should just give you a good prisoner for once. But instead I gave you someone who was
no, you did. We killed that Nazi.
Yeah.
No, I mean a good person that like... Oh no, you've gotten good prisoners, like those 2 Inquisitioners that kind of like just got in over their heads and wanted out and were...
We had a variety.
Yeah,
Variety.
so I
We have
felt
had a
bad at
variety.
first, but then...
No.
But Hellmayer is like a special kind of prisoner.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, you're... The moment we said like, yeah, we're just going to take her off into some secluded, high secure area, I'm just like, nope. Nope.
Yep.
I know this game. Nope.
Yep. And for the record, that was not the captain doing anything nefarious.
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's
That
funny.
we knew of.
Did you have talking points for today?
I do, but I just kind of wanted to let you guys talk about the session if you wanted. it was fun developing Tomas more. I didn't get to all the points, but yeah, just finally being able to resolve that because he definitely felt bad all this entire time after being like shit on by the both of you, and you being like, well, you should be better to me and be my brother, and he's like, okay, and then he does, and you're like, well, I'm an adult now.
I mean, he's trying. Yeah. I think that's what matters.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Tomas.
Ash is bad at making friends.
Yeah.
Ash is bad at a lot of things. Not insight.
He's becoming better with his like mothering in a way, like just the making like the frat boy making sure you don't throw up in your mouth in the middle of the night type thing.
You know, what else is Ash bad at? I'm interested to know what Franz thinks.
Ash is extremely bad at anything that would involve like frat skills. Like your like social emotional capacity is, pretty non-existent.
Yeah.
What else is Ash bad at? Deciding how to level up.
That's my fault.
Raw.
No, but I feel like, in character, like you're kind of like, and I feel like that's what's interesting about multi-classing is, especially something that isn't like as synchronous as say like doing fighter barbarian. Is that like, I'm not saying it's split personality, but like your character is making very active choices to study or pursue a passion along two different lines.
Yeah. Sure.
Not saying we've had this conversation many times. Class does not define character, but I think choosing to multi-class and then having the reasons to choose that multi-class.
Yeah. Well, and then having that reflection in like the actions, that you engage in game, too.
And if chat has any questions, feel free to pop.
Yes, as always.
For sure.
Like it's interesting to think of. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay. You finish.
Oh, I always I find it really interesting when people who play bards as like non-inspiring figures, and I think that's reflected in the fact that you mechanically don't throw out much inspiration, which is perfectly fine.
Right.
You should throw out your inspiration.
You're gonna need it.
Fuck. But like also just like that's also reflected in your character, in Ash's character. Ash is not someone who... Ash is not a typical bard, and I think that's partly because of the way that, like, his character's grown, the way you design the character, but also in the way in which he leans into that fighter archetype.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, kid's going through some shit.
Yup.
Yeah.
Like, if we ever actually go to one of the Friday games, like, you're gonna see...
You might be able to... They're attacking the fortress.
Nice. You will see Ash in Bard Prime, like
fuck yeah,
all Bard all the time.
Nice.
Like super into that because that's what he was deep into when he was in Taizhou. And not so much after he got out of Taizhou, where he had to like learn survival skills and shit, and actually spend more time away from people than with them. But I don't know. I almost made him a ranger. Because of that, actually. But it's neither here nor there.
Interesting.
How's Em doing with all of her, like,
I was going to say,
stuff?
Like, you've been holding on to that since January. So how does it feel to have it finally start coming to a head?
No, we don't. That's
no, we have literally no idea.
Literally don't know.
That's why we ask questions.
It's fun. Stressful.
Good stress?
Sure.
That was not convincing at all.
It's just like, you want things to go well, and you don't want them to not go well.
Yeah.
And so, you're hoping that they go well, and it stresses you out. Since we got to, like, up north, it's just been, like, Emma's just one-track mind. Like, I want to see my friend, and I want to do this. And then, like, things keep getting put in the way, and she's really trying to take it with stride, but maybe not doing a great job.
I actually think Em is doing surprising. Like, I think there's been a lot of bonding growth between the three of them in the last, like, since we kind of started going north, basically. which I think is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to watch that happen. I don't know. I think we're all really. Ash just really still does not have a good answer for why he's hanging out.
Since Boggs left me, says Ryan.
Oh.
Hey.
Well, north from Taizhou. So
Yeah, north from Taizhou.
We've been going north.
Yeah, we
also,
probably spent like 3 months
also-
without you in Taizhou, dude.
Ash does not know Boggs. Boggs
You're
was
the
around
one
for-
that left.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Yeah, actually,
But no, we're not
excuse
saying-
me, Robomofo, but you left, and then when your schedule changed, you didn't come back.
Oh,
So
that's
jerk.
Oh.
Like,
We would
don't
love to have you
even-
back whenever you'd like. You don't
Yes.
even have to play Boggs. You could play somebody else.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I know
actually-
Boggs is doing like his like
Tomas,
defend.
'cause apparently he's staying around for a while.
Fuck yeah. Tomas is great.
My favorite thing was I mean I wanted him to be a better brother, but I also wrote in the Taizhou thing so that like he's just there so like he doesn't like
No. Kelly, you have gone out of your way to be like, no, Tomas really does want to be your friend, and now like Ash. Like, now you've just, you literally have forced us to adopt him.
Have I though?
You have.
Have I?
Because we were all like, we don't need Tomas. And then you were like, I'm going to purposely interject him and make you care by giving you the most precious item he owns. And now Ash is all
Yep.
like, I don't know what to do with this, but Kay then.
Deal with emotions like a man.
He is.
Yeah.
He is dealing with his emotions like
Yeah.
very toxic.
I would say though for Ryan, just so we're on the most clear same bye dice same
It's
page.
actually underneath you.
Yep. I would say that the team was like really not connected at all for a long time after Boggs left. We did
It's-
like a lot of things in Taizhou like separate from each other,
So
right?
we honestly like
So much.
I don't
There was
feel
a
like,
carnival.
Yeah, I don't feel like we actually were very much of a team until we started heading north. And then I think that has become more.
Well, I liked it because it was framed around.
But
I love it.
Fuck you.
I almost took plant growth and then decided not to.
Also, the fact that you've been continuously... I'm just like trying to imagine Boggs continuously casting plant growth. Ad infinitum. The foliage must be freaking insane.
Yeah.
But I would, so we would love to have you back, Ryan.
Yeah, come back. What are you doing right now?
Yeah, you've been in chat the entire time. That's all I'm saying.
To be fair, I did tell him it was going to be a really big thing today, and it was a really big thing, but I thought we would get to the end of the fight and not the...
No.
Yeah.
We only have 2.5 hours. That fight's gonna take at least 2.5 hours by itself.
But
Unless I
Making
fucking
lesson plans,
murk
I
it.
feel that.
but yeah.
But what I was saying is I think what was great about that is it was a uniform decision.
Mm-hmm. That's the first time we've come to a uniform decision that we all actually kind of sort of agree on.
Which one?
There's one.
To come north.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. That one we did all agree on.
Well,
Kelly gave us all
outside-
reasons
yeah.
to go north, right? Mom, brother, sister.
Ash did not want to go north.
No.
Ash did not.
Franz wanted to
But
go.
you had a reason. You didn't want to,
Right.
Well, now you have a reason.
No, I
If
have a
you're
reason to
able-
go south.
Yeah. No, I was
and
gonna
kill
say,
some bitches.
Yeah.
After they take care of this demon, he's gonna be like, "Well, we have another trip to take."
Hey. Yeah, I think that was very helpful. Also, because we had the world literally the world in front of us after the Taizhou arc, and so we could have gone south. We could have gone to literally anywhere. Because Ash, as a character, doesn't want to go see his mom. M had connections elsewhere, and Franz is a fucking little bitch 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has his moments.
He
I think
has...
everyone, all of us have his
was
moments.
having
Other
Menemery just talk about oh, he's so mature now. I'm so proud of him. Meanwhile, you hear sneaking down into the thing, directly disobeying her intentions.
Well, good thing I was down there.
Yup.
Or not. I don't know. Franz at least didn't fuck that up.
He did not. That was gonna happen regardless.
But we don't know that was going to happen.
I know, and that's the
regardless.
beautiful thing.
So, up to you whether or not you see it as a good thing or not, Franz. But
I'm taking it as I was taking initiative.
Uh-huh.
Hey, D&D puns, love it.
Ash
Um,
is gonna
Yo. But yeah, so one talking point that I thought of was in the other campaign, they are currently in the midst of about to, they haven't attacked the fortress yet, but they're about to, and not everyone can make the past few weeks, so I did like a 2-person session for, what they did was they fought the first 2 tanks, saw Boggs' mom get turned into a plant person, and then they went to the town to kind of just do some information.
Is Boggs
gathering.
in the campaign?
He is in the campaign.
Wonderful.
Another one went to fly because he was from like a zoo almost, and he's a like a Aarakocra.
Boggs.
He's so he had his bootleg Boggs. So he was trying to find people or animal people that were in the same zoo as he was, and in that he found the circus, which wasn't explored much in this one, I know.
I mean, I need that head.
So
I need that.
The beautiful thing is, like, I really wanted this circus to be fleshed out a bit more, but we just didn't, get to it, which is totally fine. So now I get to play into that, and that's going to be like their way into Taizhou because they have an Aarakocra and a bunch of Dragonborn. Like, they are not able to navigate with the same connections that you all had. But, I mean, they might be able to get around.
You mean they can't just disguise themselves as any creature they want?
They don't have disguise, or they're not changelings. And then the other one went to actually scope out the fortress on her own before people went up to attack it, and then they're all going to reconvene at the start of next session with all of their information. And it goes against the standard, like, well, don't split the party, her. And, like, yes, in practice, when you're in the middle of a campaign, like, if the 3 of us were sitting here, yes, we had, like, individual RP moments, but those were, like, low stakes, not like, I'm going to go ahead and fight everything, dungeon crawl style.
I'm going to be real. Yeah. I don't think that it's actually been very often that I've had either my players split the party or where, like, I've been a player and we've split the party that it's actually gone terribly badly. Like, it's usually just fine.
Yeah.
It just means for some of us we have to sit for a little while not entirely engaged in what's happening.
I think it really comes down to, though, like, how well you know your party and how well your party is engaged. Also, the general size of the party.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're getting beyond 5, like, you have that push. Like, there are times, like, I need to split the party for my sanity just so people can feel like they have interconnected moments.
Yeah.
But also, that means you're just having, like, 2 to 3 people just kind of sit there going, what's up?
Yeah.
But I think, it comes down to the party.
I still feel that with 3 people, let's be real.
Hey.
But it happens.
But I think, like, that's part of the game, and as long as everyone is invested in the game, I don't know, go pee.
I will say that it's interesting doing a game on stream because you can't really, like, you can have mini kind of talks on the side, but you can't really have talks on the side. So, like, if you 2 are talking about something in a game that's not streamed, then us 2 over here would just be, like, doing something in character together, and we can't do that because we're on mic.
Yeah.
And so it changes how much downtime there is for people,
Right. Like, we can't, like, the times where we chat the shit in character and then, like, there's some serious RP happening, I'm just like, well, that must be picking up well on the mics.
Yep. I haven't listened to that particular part, but I'm sure it'd be maddening. We do have RoboMofo saying splitting the party seems, to investigate seems useful in my admittedly limited experience.
If you have
right now,
Oh, go ahead.
In the game I'm in right now, a party of 4 split into 2 groups to go investigate different parts of Waterdeep.
What I would say is that splitting the party, if you have a kind DM, can be fine. But, like, if you're splitting the party and the DM is being really gritty, realistic or something, and then it just becomes, half the party just walked into an encounter that the whole party was for, right? And then splitting the party becomes half the party is dead, right? So, like, it depends on, like, what.
Realistic. So I think there's a lot of context into that needs delving into it. That, like, so for example, like, if we're talking about gritty realistic, like, if we go, like, how far is the party away?
I agree, Robo.
I agree that it's generally poor DMing unless you have an agreement at the table that's how the DM is going to DM. In which case, then it's fine. Because, like, that's not objectively bad DMing, right? It's just like, I kill you, right? Like for no reason, right? Yeah. But in that case, it's like, if we have an agreement that these are going to be really difficult fights and I'm not going to pull punches with you guys, and you as a party decide to make what could be a dumb decision to possibly, like, go adventure off and split by yourselves, then I think that you've, like, kind of signed a contract with the DM that you may get fucked by doing that.
It depends on who the players are at the table, for sure. Like, that's, I mean, who the players are, who the DM is. I think most of the time, we can't really be... Okay, so, like, you as a person in real life, not at the table, when you walk into what is a bad situation, there are, like, 20 gazillion markers that tell you this. You're in a bad spot right now. Yeah. And you can't necessarily, as the DM, give the characters who would probably see that stuff, particularly based on their experience, all of those cues to have the players, like, logically work that out for themselves in character. And so I think it is a bad DM who is just like, oh, you accidentally did that, instead of just saying, hey guys, just forewarning, your characters would know, you know, DM common sense.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
I agree with Ryan that, like, you know, make it so that half gets captured or something is probably better than just straight up murking them. But like when Ryan puts in a city with a police guard, it's not unreasonable to think that it's safe to go somewhere and not die. I agree with that. That's but I think that for most of the history of Dungeons and Dragons, and likely where the phrase "don't split the party" comes from the old AD&D games and second edition games, where you're really going to town is not a role-playing exercise, right? It's like you go to town to get some supplies, then you're back in a dungeon, right? And then if you're splitting in a dungeon, then things become...
I mean, I think that entirely depends on the culture of the game that you're in, right?
Exactly.
Because I don't think that that's necessarily... Different systems are better at different stuff, right?
Yeah.
And, like, we have gotten less and less murder hobo-y as time has gone on. But also, like, you don't find that necessarily all in 2E games, and it's still a problem today with a lot of games where players are not really in for the death every other session, but that's what the DM wants, and so that's what the DM gets.
Like, even like, Hellmayer's explosion, that was meant to, like, potentially one-shot some lower-level people. And had it rolled well enough, like, it could have one-shotted you if you didn't deck save and this and that.
Fuck
like,
yeah, ovation!
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, I feel like a lot of DMs, like, I mean, I was excited to throw this really big challenge at you all. And in my head, like, the way that I personally interpreted the rules was can't bend your mind or will. But, like, you have a 4th level spell slot. It's 4th, right? Yeah. Yep. It's a big spell slot to have. And, like, my interpretation, I'm not, like, trying to pat myself on the back here, but I know that certain DMs are just like, this is my interpretation of it, and no matter what, this is what it goes, because I wanted this demon to be able to hurt a lot of things and be very difficult. Now, it's still difficult in other ways, but I think the other thing that a lot of DMs that I've seen just in the past is just, like, they have a vision in their head for something to be intentionally difficult, and sometimes rather than letting players use their strengths like evasion and banishment, they kind of just get obsessed with the potential big bad. And like, and you said earlier, like, wow, like, I think I need to buff up the things, because it's better to buff up the challenge rather than to take away the player's abilities.
I think related to this, kind of talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the session. I think this was mostly off camera, but, like, D&D has, especially 5e, has terrible scaling. Like, player damage, and I'm not even talking about CR, but player damage exponentially goes up pretty much with every level.
Yeah.
Some classes, of course, are different, and there isn't a good balance for that. So even you could throw us maybe not multiple enemies with 250 HP, but we could whittle that down in 2-3 rounds. It was.
I don't know about 240 HP.
Oh no! I mean, like, okay, so with all the right stuff going on, we could like, with flank between where we all are right now, between flank.
I could potentially.
No, I don't do flank. For.
No, for
You mean sneak attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which requires.
I do an average of 15 damage a round. I just did the math, assuming I hit 75% of the time with my +9 modifier.
Mm-hmm.
And so 15 damage a round isn't that much.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm saying it's not deal 240 over a couple rounds.
But I'm thinking if we
if we used all of our abilities, all at the same time, I think we could take out 200. Okay, well, I mean, because you're a fucking metagaming monster, Franz. Because you can do 60 in one round, technically.
And now 2. And now twice in one round.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like double. Like I'm talking double. I'm talking because you do 35. You do about 35 every time you hit.
Yeah, give or take.
And so with all the right shit, you do 70. I have the potential of 4 attacks in one round, and I do approximately 15. So
like
everyone
right there is like we're verging on 100, and that's one round.
Well, what I did is like you guys are taking it assuming all attacks hit. What I did is I took 75%.
Well, but that's what we're saying. We're doing 2 different types of math. What we're saying is we could potentially take out between the 3 of us using all of our abilities and everything going right.
Yeah. Okay.
We could take out.
Right, we're literally just playing a game of. I mean, we are playing a game of dice, but we're literally stars line up, and then we have potentially 3 rounds of damage. I mean, that's why we introduce legendary resistances and layer stuff, and that's why that's all in there.
That's why there's sometimes more than one thing, right? Like, okay, there's 10 zombies. It doesn't matter that Franz can sneak attack, deal for 40 damage. If you're fighting 10 health zombies, they're still gonna take you like 10 rounds to take out all of them, or.
Right, and this is why people introduce cleave mechanics. Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But my point is player damage is often ridiculous, and I think it's good. It feels good to deal a lot or feel like you're doing a lot in your turn.
Rolling dice is fun.
Rolling dice is fun.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it's so hard to balance combat, is because 5e does not, with its CR system, doesn't adequately balance combat. 2, not just player ingenuity, but the mechanics of how player characters level up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you to some degree, but to push back a little, I think also those things are symptoms of a couple of other things at the same time. So one, I think back in old school D&D, wizards used to be described as having a 1-minute day. Because they could blow all their spells in 1 minute, just do amazing stuff, and then they have to go through the rest of the dungeon. They got nothing, right? And then so it's like a 1-minute day. And the thing is we've gone less and less. Like Dungeons and Dragons as it's become more of a narrative format, it's become less of a dungeon crawling, which means just less encounters per day, which means that it's easier to just blow all your stuff on something. So for one. I think that if you're only having 1 or 2 encounters a day, then you're always going to be using all your big abilities every combat session. So
half an encounter.
Yeah, or half an encounter. Yeah, and so I think that impacts it to some degree of why it feels more or less difficult, because resource management becomes less important. And so yes, we could do 200 damage in 1 or 2 rounds, but what happens if we have to fight 5 fights in a row? Then what does it look like? I also think that that there's kind of outside of that as well, there's kind of a fundamental, I think, flaw in the challenge rating system, because the challenge rating system assumes that your players.
So stupid.
Yeah. Well, I like using it to as my baseline.
It's a good barometer.
Yeah, it's a good barometer, because but the CR system, for instance, does not include that magic items in the equation. Yeah. And so it's for instance, if let's say with the monster that we're fighting now, in theory, you put in 3 level 8 characters against this thing. I know there's more because we have allies and things.
Got 6 now.
But is it accounting that I can cast 1 time invisibility a day? That I have +1 AC and +1 to all my saving throws? That I have 23 AC with all my magical stuff going on? Mm-hmm. Right? No, Warlock has 13 AC with no magic items, right? Mm-hmm. Does it count that I cast shield once per day? Right? All of these things, they really do add up a lot in terms of how strong my character is, and I think it makes balancing the game more difficult. So I don't know if it's just the player scaling or if it's the fact that as players get stronger, they're also getting magic items that, and then so if you're purely going on like balanced CR, you're like it's gonna get more and more maybe warped.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like magic items are definitely a factor, but I think player like just looking at the way that, I mean, take away all my magic items, like you can even knock one of my ability score modifiers. I deal 46 extra damage if I get my sneak attack.
Okay.
So even if I have a rapier, that's 1d8 plus 46. That is every turn, not every round, every turn. Which is staggering. Now, like I've found a way to metagame around that and like found a way to make sure I'm always getting my sneak attack, but still, like that's playing a rogue.
Would Sova be able to have an AOO if she's flying around? Like would you be able to use Sova as a reaction?
I can't use Sova as...
No, but I mean, like, would she, like, use her for your advantage?
Oh, no, because she has the aid and then it's the next attack, right? Even if you had multi-attack, the aid would only aid on the first attack.
So, to give people an idea of what I'm currently using... So I just picked up Sentinel, which allows me to, whenever an enemy within reach attacks another target that isn't me, I can use my reaction to attack that target. It's not an opportunity attack. That's not the language. But I can attack that target.
Yep. I want to die.
I also picked up Mirror Image, which means if no one else is around me, I just cast Mirror Image, and then I roll a d20. Cool, that's above a 6. That means it's attacking another target. That means which means my Sentinel procs, and even though I don't
you only get one reaction per round.
Yes, that's true. But because it's attacking another target, which is within 5 feet of me, I'm assuming I have to hit the damn thing. But I don't have advantage, but I still proc sneak attack, because sneak attack works either on advantage or when the enemy has an enemy in front of it or within 5 feet of it. Sneak attack's ridiculous. Every class.
But the thing is, it's your save or suck pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like I don't disagree that characters get stronger. I just think that like monsters are also can be really strong, and like you can have.
It's the ailments that really get, because like
ailments super good players.
Yep.
What do you mean by ailments? Like
it's harder to. It's easy. I feel like it's easier to fight something that does like 46 damage than it does to fight someone that you do wisdom saving throws or you're incapacitated. So
definitely, because we tend to build our characters and buy our items and choose our spells based around AC stuff.
Yeah.
Right, and so, but like I'm just looking, like for instance, just here I just pulled up like a random monster, like a cloud giant. We like in theory, us three as 3 level 8 characters, it's a hard encounter to fight a single cloud giant. Now I will note that another propensity for why fights can sometimes seem easy is because anytime it's like one monster against multiple adventurers, the action economy is very weighted in the favors, the players' favors. Yes. I found that like I can make combats a lot more difficult for the players just by like with the big baddie. Just adding some random little shitters. Like, we had a big fight against a Mind Flayer, and I had, like, zombies with the Mind Flayer, and I swear, the zombies were causing way more of an issue than the Mind Flayer was for the first, like, good portion of the fight, because the players were trying to fight the Mind Flayer, and the zombies were just doing whatever they wanted during the fight. And so, but with the Cloud Giant, like, I could see this thing, giving us a run for our money. It can do 40 damage a turn. With 2 Morningstar attacks with plus 12 to hit, and it does have 200 HP. So I think that, just because, and that would be just one of our encounters that day. Imagine if we had to fight 2 Cloud Giants in a row. That could really make our lives difficult. I'm surprised that the Cloud Giant does not have, because I imagine it's just a huge cloud. Like, it's a giant. I guess it is.
I was imagining a giant that lives on a cloud.
Yeah, I guess. I was imagining like a gaseous giant, but I guess that's not what it means here. It's an actual giant that lives in clouds because it has Feather Fall and Misty Step and telekinesis and control weather and stuff. So but that that could prove difficult to us, and even more so if Kelly is like, I don't think 1 Cloud Giant is enough. One of the things that
then suddenly you hear.
Yeah, one of the things Matt Colville says a lot in his like running the game advice that I really like is sometimes give your players challenges that you don't know how they'll get out of, and just watch them work. Like for instance with our party, I was like I'm gonna put them in a room filling with water, and there's like a barred thing at the top. I don't know how they're gonna get out of it, but I know they will. And so like, and they did. They figured out like they were like, oh, we got spider climb. I was like, I forgot they had spider climb. And then like, but they like figured out how to get through the bars in a certain way and stuff like that. And so I think that those can be good tips for DMs who are feeling that their games are too easy for their player. Is like putting them in situations that you don't know how they'll get out of, and maybe just upping the challenge level of some fights and saying like, maybe they'll have to run from this fight if it gets hairy.
Yeah, the thing I've been thinking about, and Leia can attest to this because she's been privy to some of this, is, also making the room a factor. I recently
definitely
locked Leia and her companions in a room full of shadows, and they had to pass a strength contest to open the door. Shadows, for those who don't know, are a CR strength, right? 1/2 enemy. I don't know why they're ranked that low, but whatever, CR rankings are weird. They deal strength damage, and once you're at 0 strength, you die. There are no saving throws. You're just dead.
Yeah.
And then every time they got hit, it made it so that it was more difficult to open the door.
I'm also having flashbacks to the ghosts. Like those were like a CR1, CR2, and you guys were all level like 6 or 7 at that point.
No, CR is bullshit, and I 100% think that there are tools that other people can use that I find useless, and I totally respect that. So those who use CR are totally fine, no judgment there. I just judge CR hard. CR itself, I hate it. I can't, I have never been able, part of it is I as a DM have never been able to utilize it and have it go okay. Like, it has either almost murdered or murdered some of my players. Or it is just like, wow, well, that was easy. So I go way more off instinct now. And I think that I think the biggest thing for me is just being flexible. Like, when something in the book is going really badly, and it's fine if it's going badly and people are still engaged and people are still, like, positively, even when they're negative emotions, positively involved. Because death in a game can happen and it can still be a positive thing, like in terms of the story and stuff. But if it's pissing people off or it's making it not fun, I'm all there for just taking whatever the fuck I had planned and axing it. And like, or fudging it, or doing whatever I need to do to like bring players back into the game in a positive way.
I totally agree and like understand like that. I like CR not as like an end all be all of like this is how I balance all my encounters, but rather like I'm like, man, a Nightclot, that's a really cool demon. How does it fare against a party like this on the CR? And I'm like, okay, it's not like way out of proportion in either direction. Yeah. Okay, that might be a fun fight for them. I tend to like come up with the idea first and then look at the CR. In regards to just areas and rooms and stuff like that, that's what I've been doing a lot lately.
I know.
I think it adds a lot, a big dimension.
Thank you for joining us.
What would I call it? A big narrative dimension to the fight. Like if the room is hazy with smoke and they can't see, or we had a really fun one. It was like memory room because like they were like in like the Elder Brain's chambers. And so, like, the memory room is where mind players go to, like, access their memories. And so while they were in the room, they had to make a saving throw every turn, or else they just were, like, afflicted with some memory that wasn't even theirs. That would impact their turn. It wouldn't stop their turn unless one of the D8s would. It was like, roll a D8, this is the emotion you have. It'd be like, you're angry. You just attack with a melee weapon the nearest thing next to you. It's just typically an enemy anyways. Yeah. But, like, so, like, I find that those things, they don't necessarily raise the difficulty of the encounter, but they can raise the narrative stakes of the encounter and make it feel more like the players are there and experience something. And that's why I love having special rooms and places where the players are fighting.
I think that one of my things with CR2 is that really it really only goes with, from the way that I understand CR, which I have very little experience with it because I've tried it a couple of times and hated it. So, but is that it's only 4 fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that
true.
a memory room like that is awesome, and it does make the encounter more difficult in a really different way than like chopping it down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that for CR to really be useful, it would need to include things like that, like what CR is that room, like like thinking through using CR for me to think as a way to think about like where my players are and what I'm doing with them. I guess would be maybe a good use of it, but it needs to be more than just like monsters.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And it's just like, even looking at today's fight, okay, we fought a big demon at the end of the session. Let's assume for a sec that it actually was an abyssal demon, which was a reasonable assumption for him to think.
No, definitely.
Banishment would have actually just literally one spell ends that whole fight, right? Like, so you can see, like, how does the, like, sometimes it can be hard because of the kinds of abilities that players gain. It can be hard just to be like, what is a difficult encounter with demons?
It literally was her final form. Like,
so and that's why I tend to ask my players to just like at every level, just send me a screenshot of what they got going on, because then I can gauge. Like I don't necessarily know exactly what each of my players can do, but I have a basic idea that like, if they think about the fact that they have banished, they'll be able to like one shot, like, and be able to think around around some of their abilities, or also be able to play to some of that, so they feel like they're like, oh wow, that's so cool. Like that banish thing was so cool. Even if it's just 1 minute, like it's still awesome.
Just a big fuck you.
Right, and it's still like
I can
like, and also like Ash, like it gives a lot of credence to Em, and also like a lot of respect for her power, you know. So like I think all those things are important. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. That's how I judge CR, is I just have my players send me shit.
One final thing before we go is like thinking about players using their abilities in like creative ways. Is like, we were playing on Monday, and like, so what I did is for this fight, like this was a room where they were keeping children, and the demon was like harvesting on their dreams, so it was like filled with this incense and haze, and they couldn't see. And the drow bar just walks in, and like his first turn he's like, I can cast Fairy Fire. And he casts Fairy Fire, which makes all the enemies glow in the thing. And I'm like, that was genius. It totally ruined what I had planned for like this. Like, you're blind in this room and you're trying to fight hazy shadows. But then it's like, no, they're all glowing purple. You know exactly where they are. But that was like such great problem solving. It's like, you don't mind if the fight became extramentally easier, right? Because it's like, now it's so much more fun because the player's like, this thing, I don't know when I would normally use it, but wow, I found a great opportunity to use it, and they feel great, and everyone feels good because it's like, they feel like they kind of thought outside the box and solved the problem that was presented to them.
And like, that's such a beautiful scene. Like a room full of haze and just like lantern lit enemies. Like, that's just that's a cool visual. That's all I'm saying. I don't know, any final thoughts from the DM before we...
I mean, I'm really excited for next week. I'm excited how today was.
Demon's gonna pop into existence and we're gonna stab it.
Pretty much.
There's
So
gonna be 4 Frances to deal with that too.
Yeah, I know. That's gonna be everyone's nightmare.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Tomas is like, I have so many brothers now.
Yeah, he's definitely emotional over it. And he'll cry every time one of them gets attacked.
They actually have pretty good AC, 15.
There we go.
You want me to stop?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us.